channel.
What's up, Drew? Lance Galloway from the Detroit Pistons. Just want to say thank you for all your support. Give you a shout out, Detroit Drew. Check him out on YouTube. Peace.
Yo, this is Rick Mahorn, the bad boy, giving a shout out to my man Drew, Detroit Drew. Make sure you tune in on his YouTube channel, Detroit Drew. Bad boy.
Detroit.
Yo, peeps, what's going on? Happy Free Smoke Saturday, and welcome back to another episode of Above the Rim with the DSA, man. We got some good stuff for you guys today. Make sure you guys come in, subscribe if you're new. Go to the description, subscribe to all the DSA members because we got you covered for the Lions game tomorrow. Even though we may lose, we're going live on the pregame and the postgame afterwards. So stay tuned for all of that. But without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce the panel today. We'll be having some more people probably coming in and out throughout the show. Everything's starting to get back to normal, so people are busy, so it's understandable. But Bravo, welcome to the show. How you doing today? What do you got for the people to start out?
I'm doing pretty good. Good week. Nice weather. Finally, enjoying some of the last end of the summer. And we're going to talk Pistons. Hopefully, the bubble mini market is back for the Pistons, and we're going to talk a lot of things. So please hit the like button and share the videos.
Next up, we got the Heart of the City 313, JMO. JMO, what do you got for the peeps today, man?
Man, what's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? Lake Show. That's what I got for the fans, man.
Hey, are you hosting or anything to do with the pregame or the postgame for the Lions this week?
Not yet. We'll have to see still. I really don't want to waste my time doing another show on these days.
I'm all right. I'm all in on basketball mode, so it's understandable there, man. So, JMO, could you do us a favor and go ahead and give the peeps a shout out?
Man, what's good, everybody? Devin99 in the building as always. We got King Lion, Blue and Silver Phantom, Nomus J, Cal Webb, Victor G in the building. What's good, y'all? Make sure y'all smash that like button.
Absolutely, man. Make sure you guys do share the video too. Tell your mothers, grandmothers about us because we got some good stuff to talk about and a lot less time to do it in. So first and foremost, Detroit basketball is back in a sense as our own individual bubble has opened up today. Well, it opened up a couple days ago, but they're back. They're back. Obviously, no Blake Griffin, no Derrick Rose. We have a couple of G League players up here with us playing. Both people who came on the Above the Rim show, Craig Sword and Hollins came on. Both those guys are playing with the guys from the Detroit Pistons, along with three other people from the G League that I'm not really too familiar with. So all of our young guys, I seen Tony Snell was actually there. I'm really surprised by that. Don't know why he's there, but it is what it is. So, fellas, my question to you is, now that we have our bubble, now that the guys are back into the facility and doing some actual 5-on-5 drills, individual stuff still, but working out with Dwayne Casey and actually having a whole team there, what's your expectation, Bravo? What do you want to see from this bubble from the Pistons?
Well, I just want to see some players in action. Hey, Pistons Talk, what's up? So just want to see the players back in action. They have been away from basketball for a while, and we're looking forward to see some players getting some reps because this season is really unfortunate. They missed the remainder of the season. They missed that big bubble. I think this is a great practice for them to get back on track. I would have loved to see between team games, like between us and the Atlanta Hawks. That would have been really nice. But this is nevertheless still a good deal because you got some of the G League players, and you're going to see some competition in the Henry Ford practice facility. So looking forward to see some of those players getting the reps and getting in shape and see what we can do in the future.
Absolutely, man. Pistons Talk, man. Welcome to the show, man. Glad to have you on. Let's throw you right in the fire, man, because that's how we do it around here, man. So as you know, our own bubble has officially started. We got some 5 G Leaguers playing with some of the active rosters. Our main young guys, Sekou, Bruce, Luke, Luke, and several others are there. What's your expectations for this bubble, and what do you want to see the Pistons gain out of this?
My expectations is that it's just going to be mostly like skill development, maybe something Coach Casey wants, maybe an individual player to work on, like Luke playing more on the ball. I think it's going to be something like that. And expectations, I just want to see the players continue to get better, and hopefully they can take a huge step forward next season.
Oh, you caught me in mid swig there. Wasn't quite ready for that yet, but all right.
My bad.
No, hey, it's good. It's not the first time. Won't be the last time. 313 JMO, man. I know you're happy with what's going on with Luke, but before we talk about Luke and Sekou, overall, what's your expectations from the young core from the Pistons during this bubble? What do you want to see, and what should we be able to gain out of this?
I didn't even know that our bubble had started. All I know is we was having mini camp. Like, are we actually going against other teams?
I don't think the way the bubbles are going to work is that will ever be the case. That was why we were able to bring up G Leaguers, so that way we can have like in game.
Then I don't care. Then I don't care about practice, dog. We talking about practice, bro? Like, really? Like, come on. Only thing I care about is Sekou is out there cooking everybody. So
it wasn't cooking today.
That's all I care about, man. That's all I care about, man. So that's all I care about.
Oh, what do you do? Have a cold day?
What's up?
Do you have a cold day today or something?
Not really. No, I got to watch some of the practices. Someone sent me a link earlier, and Sekou was getting locked up by Luke King, like really? all practice.
Really?
Yeah, Luke King, he's got a lot stronger. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually got another two-way or made the team. He looks really good.
Well, I've heard Dwayne Casey talk a lot about the young guys, that they're all in great shape and that they're all came in, like every single one of these guys, like even Thon Makers came in better shape. So, I mean, that's good to hear from Luke King, man. I got high expectations for Luke King after his teammates talked about him so positively on Above the Rim. So, that's good news, man. That's good news. I didn't know he was going to be a baller like that.
I ain't doing nothing, bro. Y'all talking about practice.
Hey, bro, we haven't had Detroit basketball in months. Let us be.
Y'all talking about practice, dog. Let's see Luke King do that against an NBA player in the game, dog.
He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
No, but I think Luke King is gonna be good if we hold on to him. If we don't, he's gonna be balling with somebody else.
Probably Milwaukee. That's usually what happens. So let's talk about more practice, because GMO loves talking more practice. We've got a couple snippets here. We're going to start off with Sekou first. Let's get the people warmed up before we talk about Luke Kennard here. So let's continue the story from the last couple of weeks, where Dwayne Casey's been talking really positive about Sekou, that he's looking forward to working with him, and he's come in here at better shape. He's taking this thing really seriously. He's come in locked in and focused, and that he's killing it right now. Absolutely crushing it. And we all know how hard Dwayne Casey was on Sekou last year for being a rookie. It's looking like it's working. And, Sekou has responded fantastically to this. All of the offseason videos he's posted on his IG and Twitter, all this good stuff, it's looking like it's translating over into practice. So, fellas, my question to you, and Pistons Talk, we'll start with you. What's your reaction? What's your thoughts to Dwayne Casey and Sekou's relationship growing, and what's your thought on Sekou Doumbouya so far?
I think it's really good. I think I was reading an article of Bruce Brown talking about him. He's like, Sekou's working on big man skills and guard skills at the same time. And when I was reading that, I was like, wow, okay, that's actually really good. I think expectations for him, I think he's going to be a player where a lot of people are going to be like, how the hell did he slip to Detroit? How the hell did that happen? I think he's going to be a player that really just jumps off the screen next year for the Detroit Pistons. I have a lot of good expectations for Sekou Doumbouya.
Me too, man. I like what I've seen year one. I'm looking forward to seeing year two. No, Miss J, man. Welcome back to the show. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's up, fellas? It's been a while.
It's definitely been a while, man. I threw Pistons Talk right into the fire. I'm going to throw you right into the fire, man. But I feel like it's going to be a pretty good question for you, because I haven't heard you talk about Sekou in a hot minute, man. What are your thoughts on Dwayne Casey talking so positively and actually like a good coach to his young star in Sekou Doumbouya? And then what's your thoughts to Sekou Doumbouya just crushing it this offseason and so far crushing it in minicamp?
Well, first of all, can y'all hear me clearly before I start?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the thing is about the roster, the G League players. First, I want to get into that. Those guys. I'm just interested in seeing where everybody's come up since last year. Like for example, Sekou, Bruce Brown, and several others. Cause it's been long awaited for some of these players, specifically Bruce and Kyrie Thomas, because they've kind of been here the longest far as the guys under Dwayne Casey's tenure. And I want the progression that they've made, and that these guys are worth even taking bothering to take our time to evaluate. And as far as Dwayne Casey's how he's handled the situation with Sekou, I think it's a step in the right direction. I'm not going to give him 100.
Okay. I don't know what happened to Nomus, but he's out of here. Bravo, we're going to go ahead and move on to you, man. What's your thoughts about Dwayne Casey talking about our guy Sekou Doumbouya so positively? And then what's your thoughts on Sekou Doumbouya crushing it this offseason and so far in minicamp?
I like it really. I mean, this is the thing I'm putting my hopes on. Really, we want to just see Sekou Doumbouya as the guy, and we would like him to really develop the man we think he is for the Detroit Pistons. He looked better. He looked stronger, but I don't think he gained a huge number of a huge size so far. It looks like he gained a little bit of size, but he sounds really fit. That's a good thing. I wonder. I would love to see his videos and see how he can do, how he developed, because we need a lot of things from Sekou in the next couple of years, and especially not this year. The following year is the biggest thing for him. Hopefully, that he's going to be the man for the Pistons, and he's going to be the future for our Pistons.
I hope so. Nomus, man, you back? No. Okay. No, I don't know what you got going on, man. But so J-Mo, man, I don't mean to throw you there, but it's your time to shine with this question, man. I know you're really high on Sekou. You were one of the first people, along with Bravo, to be high on Sekou. And so far, from what I've seen, I've loved it. What's your thoughts on Sekou this off season and in minicamp so far? And what's your thoughts on Dwayne Casey getting along with him so far?
First of all, I don't like Dwayne Casey. So I'm gonna start off with that. I don't care, man. Until like I want this guy out of here. I just don't like the whole vibe with the way he treated Sekou. There's no excuses for it. Put it like that. What he's doing now is what every coach was supposed to do his first year. Prop him up, say he's a good player, and let him play his game. And that's exactly what Dwayne Casey did. You talk smack about him, and then you didn't let him play his game, and it didn't work out. I firmly believe if Sekou was in a better situation, his rookie year would have been much better. But I already told y'all, I don't know. I mean, I sound like a dead horse over here. Sekou is a problem. He that dude, and he gonna be a top 10 player. Like read him and weep. Like when I don't have nothing else to say. This dude's gonna be a star in this league. I think year two is he's gonna have a breakout season. He's gonna be in that MIP running. Like I think he's gonna come back and be very, very good. He just got to get opportunity. You can't have guys like Luke King and Speed playing at small forward instead of Sekou. Those are things that I just don't want to see, things that are nasty. But I told y'all, bro, y'all saw what Sekou did to my man. Man, I just think the dude is great. And he's just improving, and he's so young. He's improving on his skills and his skill set. My main thing with him is I need him to get that mentality to where not Craig Sora, but they talked about it a little bit. He needs to get that mentality. I'm the best scorer on the team type. Like, because I want him to be able to score. I think he can play defense. He can do all the other stuff that you need to be great down the road. But I need him to score. I want him to be scoring, and I want that for at least this season. I think all he should care about is scoring and guarding who is in front of you. We can work on other things later because I want to get him started early. I want to get him used to being able to carry the load, as Blake and D Rose and Luke Kennard take the reins. But I mean, I like what I'm seeing, but I'm still not giving Dwayne Casey any passes. There is no excuse for the way you treated Sekou last year. There isn't no I was trying to prop him up, I was trying to do this, because we've seen coaches not do that shit, and their players turn out good. How much did Eric Spoelstra shit on Tyler Hero? Never saw that. So I don't want to hear that he had to do that in order to inspire Sekou. No, you're doing that's not what you had to do. You didn't have to operate like that. If that's how you want to operate, operate how you want to. But I don't have to approve of it. And so Sekou balls out this year. I'm giving him all the credit. I don't know what Dwayne Casey has done to help him become better. It's just about opportunity.
So let me ask you this, JMO. Now that we got Blake Griffin coming back, he's going to be healthy to start the season. We're going to go out and either re-sign Christian Wood or sign a free agent starter at the 5. Does that
I'm
mean?
not sold on Christian Wood.
Yeah, I know, but
I'm
if we re-sign Christian Wood, though, he'll probably be starting at the 5, whether if we want him to or not. It's just how Dwayne Casey's going to rock and roll with it. So, I mean, it's not like we have competition, but do you think that Sekou will get the same opportunity running with Blake Griffin out there at the 3, or do you think he'll get more opportunity coming up behind him off the bench at the 4?
No. I don't know what kind of opportunity he's gonna get because our coach is an idiot. So yeah,
True.
I'm going in today. I'm serious. Look, I'm not absolving Dwayne Casey from this smoke. Well, wait till we get to Luke Kennard. I'm really gonna go in on this dude. My thing is, he needs to be starting regardless. That's how he gets the most opportunity. Like it's simple as that. Man, if I had to keep saying this, I'll keep saying it. The man is not a power forward. He's not a power forward. And the NBA is so versatile nowadays. You got guys playing power forwards who not really power forward. Like Zion play power forward. That man ain't no power forward. Bro, that man is a 2 guard that's just inhuman. Giannis plays power forward a lot, but he's not really a power forward. He's just a 7-foot small forward. Same thing with Bobo. He's 7'3" small forward. KD is a 7'3" small forward. My point is, Sekou can play power forward, but we need him at small forward to be a star, not the other way around. Because then you'll end up like Siakam with a spin move, looking like Mario. And just spinning and spinning and spinning. Yeah, that's because Siakam plays power forward and he don't have them guard skills of a small forward that he needs to break down the defense.
Hey, I smell what you're cooking there, man. So I'm very curious to hear what you have to say about Luke Kennard. But so before we do, I'm going to talk about Sekou from my own standpoint. I have loved the Sekou Doumbouya pick since it has happened. If you guys have been rocking with the DSA for a hot minute, you know draft day last year, we didn't think he was going to be there. So when we got him, we were so beyond happy that we actually got a guy who had some potential. And then for the majority of the regular season, we were begging for Dwayne Casey to call him up, rather to start him, come off the bench, just be on the team. And finally, that day happened when Blake Griffin got hurt. We were on the verge of trading Andre, and he gets inserted to the starting lineup, having to go against LeBron and Kawhi. I don't remember who else he had to play. I think he had to play Giannis that stretch and held his own and showed some glimpses. Then he had a little rough patch, rookie wall, whatever you want to call it. But he was just in the corner shooting threes. And that's not what he needs to be doing all the time. Sekou is so talented. We have seen how athletic he is. If he's in the corner open, hey, I mean, shoot it. But at the same time, what he needs to be working on is driving to the basket and trying to draw a foul or put somebody else on a poster. And I think that Dwayne Casey has finally realized that and has fully embraced Sekou, because he realizes Sekou can be his Siakam, but with a better spin move and more than a spin move. Like Sekou's got so many just naturally gifted talents to not be good. So it's on Dwayne Casey to pair him up with the best players he can, surround him with the best talent, and he's got some great teammates to come back to. Luke Kennard, Blake Griffin, Mahai Luke, him and Bruce Brown got good connection. We're going to be drafting him at 7 this year. We got a chance to get his boy Killian Hayes. They got chemistry together. So, like, everything's lining up for Sekou to have the weapons to play alongside with. It's just like Jalen said, it's all about opportunity. And I think that this bubble is the most important to him to gain Casey's trust. Even though Jalen said Casey's an idiot, which, he is, you have to earn your coach's respect so that way he can trust you. I don't know why he doesn't trust him. I mean, the dude's only like 19. But nevertheless, he's going to have a good year. I don't know if he'll be most improved, but I think that he'll take the league by storm, and a lot more people will be watching Detroit to watch Sekou put somebody on a poster. Or, I really want him to be a better defender because he's showing glimpses of being good. Like when you have to go against LeBron and Kawhi and and Giannis, and you hold your own, that's very impressive. Those are the best forwards in the league. The only person that's missing from that group is KD right now. He was hurt. So, Sekou, work on his defense abilities, and he'll be a all-star in no time. And that's, as Chuck would say, a guarantee from Detroit Drew. Did I do that right?
Yeah.
All right, fellas, let's go ahead on, man, and talk about another fan favorite, and that is Luke Kennard. So Dwayne Casey's been doing a little bit of experimentation in this bubble, which shouldn't really surprise anyone. He's done it with Bruce Brown. He's done it with Luke, and he's tried to do it with Luke Kennard before. Just Luke hasn't stayed healthy in the time that he wanted to do it. But he wants Luke Kennard to start running and initiating the offense at the point guard position. Luke Kennard is coming off a career high in assists, points, and rebounds. So I'm looking forward to this. But, fellas, I want to get your takes on this one. Pistons talk, man, what are your thoughts on Luke Kennard getting some meaningful reps at the point guard spot?
I think it's just the next stage of his development. I don't think he's going to play point guard at all. I think after reading the conversations with James Edwards today, he said that Luke could probably be a secondary, maybe a third primary ball handler. So I kind of got excited when I did see that sweep, but now I've kind of come back down to reality. I think Luke is just going to be a two guard that, can pass the ball much like CJ McCollum does in Portland. They'll take turns. Him and Dame will. What?
CJ McCollum.
Yeah, he's close to that. I agree.
I'm not comparing the two. What I'm saying is CJ McCollum and Damian.
What do you mean?
Never mind.
I'm talking about as a passer.
No. Let JMO let him talk, man.
No, you can go. It's all right.
Nah, man, ain't nothing. Drew, he was talking. I ain't saying a word till you compare Luke to CJ McCollum, dog. What?
I didn't
CJ
compare
averaged
the
3 assists
two
with his career, and you compared him as a playmaker, right?
No, I'm saying
He's way better.
what I'm saying is the way CJ plays and the way Dame play is they take turns. I think that's what Luke could possibly do with the Derrick Rose. They'll take turns, like bringing the ball up the court. I did not compare CJ and Luke Kennard. I know that's a really bad hot take. I'm not comparing.
No, I'm talking about as playmakers. I'm not talking about as player, like scorers. And that's why, like CJ, I'm looking at average 4 assists. Like,
so did Luke this year.
Yeah, but 3 assists, 1 assist, 4 assists. He's not a playmaker. And that's just what I was trying to reiterate. He's not a playmaker.
Well, you don't have to be a playmaker to initiate.
He's a ball handler. Like Dame didn't initiate the offense and runs the offense.
That's what I was trying to get at. That's probably what Luke is. That's the next stage of his development, trying to be, maybe a secondary ball handler. Because if you got Derrick Rose coming up the court every damn play, the defense knows what to expect. If you bring Luke up there, they're gonna what the hell's gonna happen? We don't know. So you're just kind of switching it up. That's all I'm trying to get to.
And I like him playing the point because he did a good job this year improving shooting off of the screens in the mid-range game. And that's something that you really don't see too much from just every other point guard. Some of the elite point guards do it, like Kemba. I don't really want to call Kemba elite because he has been sneaking it up. But like Kyrie and Steph and even Westbrook, they come off those screens. They pull up from mid-range, and it's a good, clean look. And Luke Kennard, started to do that a little bit last year. He's going to continue to do that and get better at it. But he's already a 40% three-point shooter. You can't just leave him out there. So when he's got the ball in his hand and he can pass that well, it's going to give his teammates so many open looks. It's going to open up things for him. So that way, shooters need the confidence. Say his shot's not falling. He's running point. He gets a few assists. His confidence up. When your confidence up, you're feeling better. He's going to start shooting again. And then once one goes in the net, he's got the hot hand, and he won't miss. So, Jay, man, you said you were going to go in on this one, man. Take it away.
I'm just laughing. It says trade the whole team for Michael Porter Jr. He going to want out next season if Malone don't remove his leash. That's just hilarious. Hell no, though. But that's just – I like Michael Porter. Y'all know how much I like him, but I like Sekou. Yeah, I'm about to go in, dog, because, look, man, it's Free Smoke Saturday, y'all. Buckle up. I've been talking about this for a while. Drew, you can take a break because I'm about to rant.
Okay.
I've been talking
I'm going to go take a leak
for a while. Literally, since Luke is drafted, and I always say, I know people, you're not going to go to somebody YouTube and actually check the receipts. But check the receipts if you want to go through all my videos. I said Luke rookie year, he should be playing point guard. Not that I want him to be our starter point guard, but he needs reps at that position. You see what everything that's been going on with Bruce Brown should have been Luke Kennard from day one. You don't put he's a better dribbler than Bruce Brown. He's a better passer than Bruce Brown, has better vision, and his shooting allows him to make easier passes and have better vision because they worried about him shooting. So he can play make better. All these reps we've been giving Bruce at the point guard should have always went to Luke Kennard. And I'm glad they finally figured it out. I don't need him to be my starting point guard, but he can play backup PG like Drew Holiday does and still be able to run my offense. Like I need him to be giving me 6 assists starting, not leading the team. I want our point guard getting the most assists, but I think he can eat him and like I like our team. And whatever point guard we get, I don't think they're gonna have average high assists like 7 or 8 because you got Blake, he's gonna be getting 5. Luke is gonna be getting 5 or 6, and our point guard is probably gonna be getting 5 or 6. But he always should have been doing this. When I look at Miami and the way that they use Tyler Hero, it just grinds my gears and angers my soul. All this opportunity they give this kid, the way they use him off screens, the way they put the ball in his hands, I'm like, I've been asking for this for our guy for 3 years, and it took y'all 3 years to do something that Miami is doing with a guy in their first year. Come on, we know how raw Hero is. Most teams would not be having him handle the ball at the end of their game. There's no way that would happen. But Spoelstra believes in his players. And with Luke, I've always told y'all know I love Bruce Brown. I just felt he got way more opportunity that he never earned. And Bruce should have always had the point guard not. And I'll just put it simply. He's a better dribbler and he has better vision. And I think Luke is a very underrated dribbler of the basketball. I ain't saying he's elite, but the man can dribble. So, and one of the main things you need for a point guard is you got to be able to bring down the defense and dribble. And the thing about our team is we don't have shooters. So if Luke or even Blake or even D Rose, if they break down the defense and you're not kicking it out to C or Galloway or Luke, it's probably going to be a miss. But I love that they finally putting the ball in his hands. I've been asking for this. I think he can be our backup point guard that starts like Fred VanVleet. I want him to be Fred VanVleet. Well, VanVleet is for the Raptors. Lowry is their point guard, but VanVleet averages 6 assists as the backup and the starter. That's exactly what I want. I want our point guard to be the point guard, but Luke needs to have the ball in his hands a lot, and I think it'll help the entire team. And I'm more upset, man. How do you wait this long to use a player to their talents? I could keep going all day, man. But Dwayne Casey, I'm about ready to slap you. You said Luke gonna have the ball in his hands. So I see Bruce Brown with the ball in his hands more than Luke Kennard, and Bruce Brown handles didn't like now. Bruce Brown handles become top tier, he got it. But if his handles didn't become top tier and he's still running the rock over Luke, we got a damn problem.
Well, to add on to that, a couple things. There was, I think, did I just share that one? No, I shared something different, I think, in the group chat. But I also seen a snippet that Dwayne Casey has done this, playing Luke at the point guard, because he wants to put Bruce Brown back at the 2-guard position. But at the same time, like, from what I've seen, like, Bruce is still running point guard too. So I think what Dwayne Casey's is trying to do is get all of these guards playmaking abilities so that when they get the ball, they're multi-talented.
Oh, that's not
But
fair.
he wants to have Bruce play the 2.
You said something that was funny to me. I think what Dwayne Casey is trying to do. Let's stop there. What the hell is he trying to do? Why is it like, because I guarantee you Speed is playing point guard too when he get on the court. Am I wrong? Y'all think I'm wrong on that?
What is it?
I said I bet you Speed is playing point guard too. And I bet you Kyrie is playing point too. Why you have 5 damn dudes playing point? Like, you gotta, to me, if he wants to do what he's doing, we gotta see if we get a point guard. But yeah, I guess you can have Luke and Bruce Brown playmaking. Like Gordon Hayward's a great playmaker and Marcus Smart can play make. But bruh, as young players, how you bringing Luke along and you still putting Bruce out there? I don't know.
Another thing that you touched on earlier was
I want Bruce playing
comparing him to Hero. Dwayne Casey said the way that Miami built their team is what the Pistons want to do and develop that mindset. So we got a long way to go.
He's right, though. I mean, I think we well on our way. We just, this year, we got to get our Goran Dragic, bro. And we'll be set, man. I just feel like with this situation, and I won't be. It's not a Bruce versus Luke thing. I just think Bruce has been playing our position, has got more opportunity to play a position he shouldn't be playing. Like he needs to be a two guard, and like if Luke ain't out there, D Rose ain't out there, or PG ain't out there, then yes, he'll be our backup. But see, he should be like the fifth option. Like Marcus Smart, it's games where he's had 10 assists for the Celtics in the playoffs, but is he the primary ball handler? Not even close. The primary playmaker? Not close. Secondary third? Yes. And that's what Bruce should be.
I agree. Bravo, man. What are your thoughts on the Pistons playing Luke at point guard?
Kind of like it because it's the fact that we don't have a point guard right now. So let him play the point guard. I don't really care because it's a practice anyways. And the thing is, we saw Luke Kennard last couple of years, how he plays as the point guard. He does not really penetrate into the lane. He doesn't really take it to the rim like other players. He does the occasional floaters. He really liked the floaters, which I really liked about him. The thing is, for Luke Kennard, is deadly for us weapon is if we play him in the pick and roll game. That's the thing that he has been most successful at. Luke Kennard is a pick and roll with Blake and with I guess as a combination of other ways.
Andre, pretty good too.
Yeah. So the only thing that worked for him really good is a pick and roll game. And I think we need to focus on this specific part because playing him as a full-time point guard, I don't think it works because of the fact that he can play it, but he leans to turn over the ball. If you really tried him to penetrate into the lane, he got the ball stolen from him quickly. I've seen him he turn over the ball if he's trying to really make the flashy pass or the wrong pass. The same thing with Zvi. Those two players, they can ball handle, they can create, but I don't think they can play 100% full-time point guard. The thing is, our team does not have a full-time point guard except for Derrick Rose. And if you really take him off, so we have to play a combination of Bruce Brown, Luke Kennard, and Zvi Mihajlovic. Last year, unfortunately, Luke got the tendonitis of his knee, so he didn't really play, period. That's the problem. And I think he probably going to handle the ball better than Zvi Mihajlovic, in my opinion. He probably less likely to turn over the ball than Zvi Mihajlovic. But kind of agree with Piston Talk. I mean, he is trying to emphasize on the point that he's a secondary ball handler, plays like a CJ McCollum kind of role. Like Damian Lillard takes the ball primarily. Secondary goes to CJ McCollum. The same thing with Tyler Herro is a secondary instead of Goran Dragic at the primary. So I think Luke Kennard really good of a pick and roll. I don't know if he's good really in penetration. And what I want the Pistons right now is to get Killian Hayes because Killian Hayes is going to be taking over that possibility and he's going to create the role for our players. So that's how we can benefit from Killian Hayes if he comes to the Pistons. He can play the pick and roll. He can come on the floaters. He can penetrate. Tyrese Halliburton also has a similar nice pick and roll game. I think he's going to be an excellent fit. And I don't like the fact he doesn't really good in ISO. That's his main problem. So I think if you ask me, Luke Kennard is good as a secondary ball handler. He's not a primary point guard. But I think it's a good thing to try him to see how he does again because the thing is, it concerns me only his knees, how he tolerate the knee pain with this full-time pick and roll and full-time penetration as a point guard. That's the thing.
My thing is, I think he can get penetration, but he hasn't been playing as a point guard, so he's not going to play that way. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. When Luke is out there, he's playing as I'm a wing best playmaking. I'm gonna give my guys a few assists here and there, but I'm out here to score. So that's why you don't see him going to the rim as much. But we've seen it. Luke can go to the rim because he has great footwork. So he can hit you with a hezzy, he can hit you with an up and under. It's not that hard for him to get to the rim, but he definitely has a lot to learn when it comes to being a point guard because that's the hardest position in the NBA. But I do think he'll be able to get to the rim. It's just like he's a shooter. So Luke is coming off screen shooting jump shots. He's shooting 3-pointers, and he might kick out an assist here or there. He hasn't been playing as a point guard. So that's why we have to really see it a different way. And I do think he definitely has good enough handles to play that way. Man, it's funny. I want Svi and Luke and Bruce at point. It's like, no, I don't. I really want a point guard.
If you ask me which one you trust the most, probably if you really in dying situation,
Derrick Rose
is Luke Kennard. Obviously, there's nobody better scorer than him. The point is, I don't know if he's really able to
I think
tolerate
Derrick
the
Rose
pain.
can teach him how to play point.
The knees is the problem for him. So we got to be careful with Luke playing him in a really full time point guard because he might not be able to do it with his knees. So we'll
Y'all
find
still
out.
worried about them knees, man? Look at Kawhi, he fine.
Yeah. All right. So I'll leave it back to Drew, or I guess whoever.
No, it looks like Drew's not
What do you
available.
think about,
I read some comments.
I'm trying to fix my mic. Give me a second.
so Piston Talk, what do you
Hey,
think about,
Benjamin, bro, you fuck.
about playing Luke as a full time with the knees on his, how he can tolerate the knee tendonitis with that full time point guard.
I don't
Like I
like
said,
it.
look at Kawhi, man.
Like, why is
That's a
it's just a different animal, man? You cannot compare the two.
Oh, but they got the
No,
same
please.
injury, and Luke is younger.
No, but Kawhi is different. So what do you think about it, Piston Talk?
Kawhi stay hurt, man.
I don't like it because you're playing the like you said, you play the risk of him getting injured again, and that's the last thing the Pistons want because then he has a contract year. Are you going to pay him $15 million if he sits out for half the season again?
No.
Like, just play to his strengths.
Yeah, but see, I don't think
Don't
Luke is
experiment. Don't
I don't think
experiment with it.
I think he'll be fine.
The other thing is Luke Kennard needs to work
I don't
on his
have any qualms about his knees like y'all do.
No, I think he does because if you really make him run the ball a lot, he's going to have problem with his knees. And the back turn about him is his speed, and he wasn't really effectively speeding fast enough to create opportunities. He's not great and like he's not explosive player obviously because of the fact if he does that he's have knee problems. So we have to be really careful in protecting him the right way. And in my opinion, I think we should also involve Sekou as a partly in a point. Why not? Sekou is the man. I mean, I'd give the ball 20% to Sekou too. This is what I think it makes a huge difference if we do it. Because I know the question is, would he be able to pass the ball? I think so. He played like point forward in his France team and Limoges. So why not play Sekou as partly at a ball handler and creation? So he can do that. I mean, it doesn't have to be exclusively Luke, Bruce Brown, and I think if you really give it partly to Sekou, he's going to make a huge difference for us, especially in terms of development. And that's the thing is really holding Sekou from becoming a future player for us is ball handling and starting the ball and creating the ball with his hand.
Well, let's move back to Dwayne Casey and Troy Weaver here because when Troy Weaver got brought in here, one of the first things he said to us during his Zoom press conference was that this wasn't going to be a rebuild, that it was going to be a restoring. So I'm like, all right, I buy into that. And I'm thinking like, all right, we're going to have a good draft pick. We're going to get this draft pick, pretty high one, ended up going to 7, get that guy and compete. But throughout the rest of the offseason, I'm like, yeah, it's probably going to be a rebuild. We brought in Patton, not really a proven guy. And Dwayne Casey added to it in his own words, talking how he likes players who are putting on the hard hat and going to work. They want guys who are tough-minded and are willing to compete. So it kind of feels like this isn't really going to be a rebuild. That is probably going to be a retool, which I'm cool with. We have the talent to do so. We're not going to be like the worst team in the NBA, but at the same time, like we're not going to be a high playoff team. If anything, we'll be like a 7th or 8th seed at that. East is going to be really tough next year with all the big names coming back, being healthy. So I don't know how much of an impact we'll make. But fellas, man, what's your thoughts on everything that's happening? It seems like the players are buying into the compete instead of the rebuild mode. Pistons Talk, I will start with you because I know you've seen a lot of the same snippets that I have seen about this.
Yeah, like I was really confused because before we had Troy Weaver, we had Stefanski saying it's a rebuild. And I think Tom Gores is really behind this. I think he looks at a guy like Troy Weaver. He looks what he did in OKC and how they stayed competitive without tanking. And I think that's what he wants Troy Weaver to try to replicate. So maybe we don't sign big names like a Van Vliet or, a Brandon Ingram. Maybe we get some glue guys like, I don't know, maybe a Jay Crowder or something like that. Or just kind of low-key guys that are competitive and can help the Pistons kind of sustain that retooling. Maybe we can get a trade. Maybe we can trade for a guy like Drew Holiday. We have the cap space. You never know. I really don't know what to think of it. I'm kind of confused. like the way this front office works, because they just 1 minute it's a rebuild, next minute it's
Yeah.
not. So it's really confusing if you're trying to follow it as a fan, because you're like, okay, there's a snake in the room. Who is it?
Mm-hmm. I am glad I'm not the only one confused by this, because I've seen all this stuff that's come out all this week. I'm like, I have no idea what the hell is going on right now. I don't know what our direction is, what our plan is.
No.
I mean, I don't really know what to expect. So I'm cool either way they go. I just want to know, so that way when I produce my content, I can put my mindset into theirs. But right now, I don't really know what to expect of this team, because, like I said, if we compete, we're going to be in the playoff race. We're fighting for that final playoff spot. We're that talented to do so. But if we decided to tank, like, you would have to move on from Blake Griffin, move on from Derrick Rose. And I've seen something else that says that the Pistons are not likely to move on from Blake Griffin this offseason. And if we're not doing that, we're not really rebuilding.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it kind of goes back to the restoring thing, where I think that this might be just a one-year rebuild, which is kind of what I've expected anyway. But I don't expect the Pistons, as of right now, from everything that I have seen from Troy Weaver and Dwayne Casey and interviews and stuff, that we're not going to come out tanking. We're going to come out fighting. We'll probably get off to a hot start. It always seems like we come off the hot starts, like 4 wins or 3 wins, be undefeated, and that's when it kind of sets back in. I'm starting to expect that, and after that, I don't really know what's going to happen. I think that if we stay healthy, we'll be a good, fun team to watch, especially if we can get Killian Hayes, Cole Anthony, any of those guys in this draft. I think it'll be a fun team to watch. So as of right now, I'm keeping my eyes open for someone to make a final decision if they're going to be rebuilding or fighting for the playoffs next year. Because as of right now, I don't know. I have no idea, and I'm glad I'm not the only one. So, Bravo, man, what's your thoughts on all of this, man, about our front office leaders and Troy Weaver and Dwayne Casey coming out saying it's not a rebuild, it's a restoring, and that they want to be competitive?
Yeah, man. Remember that term wishy-washy? They're not really clear. I hate this, to be honest. I hate the fact that one day, we're rebuilding team, we're trading away, we're one day they're really like at the beginning of 2018 season. Literally, I bought this T-shirt when I was not this T-shirt, another T-shirt. It says Piston Home Court 2018 2019 season. Andre Drummond, we're going to the home court, the top four team in the East, and we remember we had Blake, we had Rose. We talk about the past right now. We have Reggie Jackson, the Big Four. You had the picture of 4 of them. Remember those times? Don't forget those. Don't forget that picture. Click quickly, and out of nowhere, the team crashes with injuries. And now we decided to, out of nowhere, trade our best player in the past decade, Andre Drummond, and for just a bag of chips. I mean, this is so like flaky, man. I hate this so much. How we treated the way we treated our star, and at the same time, he wasn't really he wasn't even good to us either, Andre Drummond, because of the fact he asked a lot of money. Wow. The point is, we have to really be reasonable in your judgment in your rebuilding tool. I don't want to go retooling. In my opinion, I want to go rebuild. Traditional rebuild. That's the way to go. Get multiple picks for future first round picks, and this is how you rebuild, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm an old school guy. I prefer the old know how things work. This is the more traditional to make things work. If you're trying to be like Denver and you're not Denver, that doesn't work. What Dwayne Casey is trying to do right now, we're trying to compete. We're trying to be like Denver, draft the best team, draft the best player on our really like top 14, top 15 pick and be a competitive team. It's not going to work. We're not a great team who draft very well. History says that, and we're not really a great competitive team in the East. I think we really need a solid rebuild in here, guys. I don't want to really say the negative thing, but I think we need to. We need to go that way. We have to go the traditional way. And the way they're saying it, I don't think it's appropriate. There's nothing wrong with competing, but that's not going to really put us in the right direction. I think the only thing that get us in the right direction is culture in that part, which is a good thing. Rebuilding a culture for the Detroit Pistons is good. But again, you don't have really a great defensive player of the year candidate on our team. We're not there yet. So, and we traded away our best defender the past decade. Andre Drummond. So how do you expect us to be a really solid defender team right now if we really traded away our best defender? Like
Well, our
Luka,
defense is gonna be a butt next year.
yeah. So I don't think that's right. I think, in my opinion, I think I agree with the retooling part about picking up the big contract and get picks in return. We could do it that way. Maybe we can pick up Gordon Hayward's contract last year and pick up extra couple of picks from the Boston Celtics. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe pick up Al Horford and get future picks from Philly. I hate to do that, but that's the solution. Maybe because that gives us more picks, and or maybe trade like Blake
All
for.
right, oh hell no.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
I'm gonna tear that go. I'm on Twitter.
I hate.
Are having
I'm
basketball arguments.
Jamo,
Al Horford? Hell no.
Jamo, let's listen to something.
No.
Sometimes you have to accept what's happening in front of you to be more reasonable team in the
Al
future.
Horford got
And we're not a
3
good team.
years left on
trust me,
his
man.
deal.
I'm looking at this team back
I
for the
saw
next
a
2 to 3
video
years.
about Nicholas Batum. That's 1,000 times better because he got 1 year on his deal. Al Horford has 3 years on his deal or 4 years.
I hate to
Oh,
say it. I don't like Horford either. But if the Philly gives us 3 picks to get off his contract, I might as well do it.
Don't do with those picks.
That's the way to go, man. That's the way to go, man. You know, the NBA is a problem. So we have to create. I mean, I'm gonna stop from that perspective, like Don says. But the point is, our team is not good enough. We need a solid rebuilding team. This is not a good plan. Becoming flaky one day. Oh, we're rebuilding. Oh, we're competing. We're going for the playoffs, and then we trade away our best player in the next season, in the middle of the season. That doesn't work that way for me. If we end up trading Luke Kennard in the middle of the season just because of the fact we're losing team, that's bad. That's really bad management.
Jamo, before I let you go, because I know you're going to let Bravo have some more of that. We got 50 people watching the stream right now. We are live here on YouTube and Twitter and Periscope. So wherever you're at, make sure you like the video. If you're watching on social media, retweet it. If you're here, subscribe. Just go to the description and subscribe to all of the DSA members there as well. So, Jamo, save the best for last, man. It's been a little bit confusing from the front office with, hiring Troy Weaver, coming in saying it's not a rebuild, it's restoring. But then we all kind of expected it to be a rebuild. We just thought it was going to be like a little pep talk for us to buy it in. But now Dwayne Casey's come out and said pretty much the same thing. It's restoring, that it's not really a rebuild, that they got a lot of talented guys here and they want to be competitive. So what do you think about all this, man? I don't really know what to expect of this team. I'm confused. What's your thoughts on the Pistons' direction as a front office?
Don't bite me, Jamo.
Hey man, like I've been preaching the same thing, and I'm gonna keep that same energy. Like we don't need to rebuild. This is my question. When y'all talk about rebuilding, what are we rebuilding? What do we have? We don't got shit. How can you rebuild a 17-win team? Y'all already rebuilding. Like I know Golden State lost their players, but Golden State is rebuilding. Difference is they can bring everybody else healthy, but they rebuilding right now. But they really retooling. And my thing is, what are we? You talking about like tearing it up? What are we tearing down, Bravo? I'll just act like directly. Like, what are we tearing down? There has been nothing built, and that's my thing. Like, once you traded Andre Drummond, that should have let you know that whatever we built is gone. You got rid of Andre and Reggie Jackson. And that's why I've always been on this retool bandwagon. We saw the Boston Celtics do it. We saw the Miami Heat do it. We saw the Denver Nuggets do it. I mean, they missed the playoffs for a couple years, then made it as a 7th seed, and then they got bounced out, and then they made it again last year. They're here this year. They just drafted and just tried to stay as competitive as they could. We just saw OKC do a retool. Look at them. And when I'm looking mainly at the East teams in Miami and Boston, I mean, after Paul Pierce and Boston was kind of irrelevant for a couple years, and they're retooling, but you had IT just going bonkers. And that's the only reason they were that good, because Brad Stevens knows how to get best out of their players. But look at that team with IT. Like, their team was completely rebuilding. It's just you already had Jaylen Brown, and you had a good enough roster to where you could be competitive. But they were still rebuilding. You draft Jason Tatum, your rebuild is advanced tenfold. You get Gordon Hayward, you get Kyrie, your rebuild is done. So we're in a rebuild right now, but it's really a retool because you have Blake Griffin and Derrick Rose on the team. So if they weren't on the team, we'd be rebuilding. I've said that plenty of times. But when you got Derrick Rose and Blake Griffin on your team and you're not trading them, why the hell would you be rebuilding? No, you have to retool that roster to come back the next year. And my thing is, we're not at a point where, like I said, where everything needs to be torn down. We have our young pieces already. If people aren't traded, because I think they'll keep Luke, but I'm just saying, like, you got Luke, that's a great piece. You got Bruce Brown, that's your Marcus Smart type piece. You got your Steve Mikhailuk, that's another great shooter if you keeping this guy. And then you got Sekou, and if you keep Christian Wood, you got Christian Wood. That's a good base to start off of. Now, what are you missing? Okay, you're missing a couple defensive players.
Picks.
You're missing no, I'm talking about on the team. You're not missing picks. What do we need picks for? You're missing a couple defensive players. You're missing another shooter. You're missing a playmaker and a point guard and a center. So you get your center, you get your point guard, and you get you some 3-and-D players. Now we have a basketball team that's competing. When I look at the Pacers be rebuilding since Paul George left, and look at them. And if somebody was like, the Pacers need to rebuild, for what? Just keep drafting to hope you luck strikes lightning. And that's what I'm at with the Pistons. Why we don't need to tear down something that hasn't been built already.
We don't need that.
The thing is, we're not a bad team as y'all want us to be, whether y'all like it or not. And that's why you got to keep competing.
No, but I'm saying we need picks in order to become relevant. We can't just become relevant out of nowhere with those players.
Yes, you can.
How?
Look, who did Milwaukee pick besides Giannis?
They picked
exactly.
up Brogdon. They picked up.
Brogdon was he was a lottery. I know he was rookie of the year, but was he a lottery pick though?
No, he was not a lottery pick, but he was.
That's what I'm saying. You just proved my point. Then what do we need picks for? We pick where we pick. And you get Malcolm
when
Brogdon.
was the last time we picked up a great player besides Andre?
We just got fucking Sekou. Like, what do you mean?
Let's hope he becomes the guy, but
he will become the guy.
The last star we had.
Sekou's worst would be being a 19 point per game scorer that plays defense. Like that's his worst, you know. But we just drafted Sekou. Like this year, you got the 7th overall pick. You should be able to get somebody that's gonna move the needle.
This is what
like I said. What has Milwaukee and these other teams done? Like somebody just posted, Denver had a 7th overall pick, got Jamal Murray at 7, but Jokic's a 2nd round pick. None of these teams destroyed their teams. They trusted themselves and kept drafting and developed their players, and now they are successful. A lot of these teams that are successful right now are literally successful because of player development, not because of picks. I remember you was talking about Boston and Danny Ainge and all them picks. What they got them? They about to get them an L. You know, what a lot of team that was accumulating picks. I don't know what team that had all these picks and it just worked. It just never works like that. You got to get them star players. That's how every team comes up. They get a star player, whether you luck up late round in the draft with a Bam Adebayo who, you know, or something different. It's just you just got to draft right. You don't need to acquire.
Exactly. When was the last time we drafted right? Except Sekou.
Well, besides KPJ, like, we just did. Sekou was the right pick at the right time. I don't think Luke Kennard's a bad pick. He's just not Bam Adebayo and Donovan Mitchell. And fans
what about Henry Ellenson, man?
No, Henry Ellenson. There you go.
Stanley Johnson.
That's my point.
Hey, look, let me tell you this. Troy Weaver will not do that shit we seen last year. Excuse my French. That passing up on KBJ stuff. Oh no, there's no way Troy Weaver would have passed up on him. He would be like, oh no, he athletic, take him. And you know, look at Lou Dort. Bro, look at Lou Dort, dog. Like they know what they're doing over there. And I'm looking at our situation.
Troy Weaver, man. Troy Weaver is the solution for us. The other thing is, I think I'm not going to say tear it down and rebuild everything from the beginning. No, I say get more picks, more players. Like we need like a chance to get more players in this team. If you tell me we have LaMelo Ball this next year and a guy like O'Connell both on our team next year, our team will be completely different. We will be like a competing team pretty much in the next couple of years.
Why do we need them though?
No, I think we need them. We're not good enough yet. Because we don't have a point guard. We don't have a center. If you bring us LaMelo and O'Connell or Wiseman, that's really a great start for us. That fixes our problem.
But to me, you just need a Killian Hayes and you're fine. Because you still got D Rose.
Okay.
Yeah, Drew, I
Benjamin
see you sitting
Poe.
right there laughing,
Okay,
like
you know
smiling, like
basketball
you
better than I am.
enjoying all this stuff. It's hilarious. He's just like, let me watch this entertainment real quick, man.
Sitting back, drinking a few Drew Wise, just letting it go, man. Like, hey, free smoke
Hey,
Saturday. Bravo, man. You are
yeah.
bringing a different kind of free smoke Saturday to the table than what we were referring to, bro. I'm just saying.
No, I mean, if he wants to rebuild, that's cool. That's what he wants to do. But I just
Yeah,
feel like,
but
what are
at
we
the end of the
rebuilding
day,
for?
Okay, this is what I propose. Don't laugh at me if I say go loud and get Horford. I'm just saying an example as a Horford. If we pick up a big contract like him, we will be in a situation to draft multiple picks in the future, and that could help us. How? I don't know. You fix it as a GM. You know how to draft very well. This is an example.
I mean, that could work, but not Al Horford. Like shout out to Piston Star. Make sure you guys subscribe to his video. He just dropped a video about Nicholas Batum. Now that sounds terrible to me, but other reason I would take it is 1 year left on his deal. So I'm not taking Al Horford with multiple years left on his deal that we have to pay him for. I'd rather pay Blake and be competitive. But I get it, man. I just don't feel like we need all of these picks when you can just draft the right players.
I think that's why we brought in Ryan West too, is to kind of get, like, kind of to your point, like Ryan West, you could go look at those Laker teams. You got Kuzma at 26. I mean, you got D'Lo, Bi. Like, he's been in the front offices with his dad. He's probably soaked up a ton of knowledge, and I think that's why Troy Weaver wanted him. That's why he wanted David Mensenberg too. I think he's putting together a team that we can actually draft players, and Pistons fans can stop clowning the Darko pick. We're
Never
trying
gonna
to, they probably never will, but we're trying to build a front office that is actually good at drafting. I think if we hit on a draft pick this year, it could be completely different. We might not have to rebuild. Killian Hayes could be like a D'Lo. That would be great for the Pistons. You never know.
I didn't have this in the topics, but this is such good news for Pistons fans. Like, we have to talk about Killian Hayes for a minute. Like, I didn't have this schedule. We're going off script here, but he has transformed his body in a mere amount of, like, this dude is jacked. Like, he has been in the gym clanging and banging, like, shredded. He had a post
You got the photo?
I might have it in the group chat. I might be able to share it. Let me go ahead and find it.
I think I got the photo.
Let me see if I can find it real quick. I'm gonna do some digging around. Jim, will kill some time for me real quick.
Yeah, no, but about Killian, like I was just telling Bravo, like, every player as grown men, we know you have certain body types, and some people just can't become a LeBron body type because of that and Killian was skinny, so I just assumed he'll be one of those players that add 20 pounds and just be a great guard. Like, it's plenty. Like, look at D Rose. He's not a swole guy, but he's a strong guy. Goran Dragic. I thought, but no, when he put on that weight, I'm like, bro, this boy looking like Westbrook. Like, the way his body filled out. Oh no, I didn't think he ever could be like a power type guard. But he's 19 with this kind of body already. How do you gain 20 pounds of muscle? Like, he clearly was like a $185. He clearly looked 205. Like, the dude, there y'all go. Yeah. Bro, the man looked like Bruce Brown.
Bro, he got Alan Rodriguez juice in him, man. Like, look at that.
Bro, that man looked like Bruce Brown, bro. And you got to remember, Bruce Brown stayed a couple years in college to develop that body. This man 19 and already, man, whoever get him gonna look up.
Fingers crossed. Let me see if I can't find the one of him doing the in between the legs dunk too, because that was pretty impressive.
I think, and I remember I had a lot of arguments and debates with Bravo about this, and I'll say it now. I'm actually feeling confident in it. I think he's way more athletic than we give him credit for, and I've always thought. I didn't think he was just some. Oh, you gonna play it?
I didn't think he was. There's no clip. It's just a picture.
Oh, yeah. I didn't think he was gonna be like some average NBA athlete at point guard. I thought he was a good athlete, not great, but I'm like, no, he's a good athlete and he can do some things. And it's just it's giving me more confidence in that. Yeah, he's gonna be man. I'm telling you, whoever get him, man, they're gonna be like, how did Killian Hayes fall to the Pistons? Well, I don't know. Thank you. That's all I want to hear, man. This dude's gonna be special, man.
I mean, I like this pick, this option at 7 more and more. I just hope he's available there. But if he is not, according to Bleacher Report's mock draft, smooth transition. Thank you. They have done another mock draft, which I'm sure they'll continue to do more and more until November when the draft is actually here. But they had us trading the seventh pick to Boston. Pistons talk. You know who they had Boston taking at seventh? Top of your head? I don't remember.
Tyrese Halliburton.
What?
Yeah.
So this is Bleacher Report at its finest. In Boston's case, I have no idea why the hell they would do it, but they move up.
Why wouldn't you take a center?
I don't know
Probably because
why.
they have Robert Williamson, don't they? And they have
Yeah, and
Cantor
they
and
have
Tice.
I mean, they got Grant Williams, but if you could get O'Connell, you taking him and saying F everybody else.
Yeah, see, that was my point when I made a video about it, because Boston has like a boner for big men. Like, I don't know what it is, like, but they're infatuated with it. Was, Anthony Davis at one point. Now it's like whoever. I don't even know. They're just so infatuated with big men, but I thought it'd be Okongwu. Maybe they gamble on Precious. I don't know. Like,
I'm gonna call
I'll
them
tell you
the
this.
Boston Boners from now on. That's funny.
Yeah, the last player I thought would be Halliburton. Like, why would you want Halliburton on that team at all? Like, he doesn't fit.
The thing I don't get is why the hell would they give up 3 first-round draft picks to get him?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
So yes. According to Bleacher Report, this is not from us. This is not a Detroit Drew thing. This is not a Bravo thing. This is not a Pistons Talk thing. It's not a 313 JMO thing. This is a Bleacher Report thing that Boston gave us 3 picks in the first round of this year's draft to get Halliburton. We moved down a few spots, and we draft Cole Anthony, and then we draft a guy named Zeke and a guy named Bane. I don't know too much about those. Bravo, I know you know more about the 2 other players, so before we dissect it, will you let the peeps know about the other 2 players that were involved in this?
What was that again?
Will you just talk about the 2 other players involved, Zeke and Bane? Just tell them a little bit about them.
So Desmond Bain is a shooting guard, 6'4", 6.6 wingspan. He's a shooting guard primarily, but he can play a 3-and-D kind of player. As his best comparison, at best, like if he really turn out to be, is Malcolm Brogdon, but I don't think he's there. He's closer to Eric Gordon than Malcolm Brogdon. He can shoot the 3 ball. He can defend. He's really like quick and strong, and he really athletic too. So I like this guy at the late 20th pick. If you really end up trading with those 3 picks, I definitely take Desmond Bain. The thing is, we have a lot of shooting guards. I don't know how he's going to fit in our team, but I think he is really a player we need to shed the light on, because I think he's one of those steal players in the late 20s. As far as the other guy, Zeke Naji, he's a center. I think he's a 6'10" or 6'9". He's a high energy player, like a comparison. I don't know if he's really like a first round. He's more of a second round pick, to be honest. He's not really that skilled, but he's a high energy. He's a quick dunk player, and I think he could be a good backup center for us. But I don't think he's a starting 5 at all. So he's his best comparison. Maybe if he turn out to be a really good, maybe Harrell. I don't think he's Harrell at all. He is more of a second round pick, to be honest. So that's how I think about these 2 players quickly, Drew.
Well, thanks for giving us a little bit more information. So that's what Boston gave us. 3 first-round draft picks for Halliburton. We got Cole Anthony, Bane, and Zeke, point guard, shooting guard, and a power forward / center. I don't understand why Boston would do it. But, if there's any truth behind any of this, which I severely doubt that there is because it's Bleacher Report, if Killian's not there at 7, I pull the trigger on this. And hell, even if he is, I might anyway, because Cole Anthony is a guy I think that's a valid candidate at 7. He's on my radar. And if you can move down a few spots and he's available, you get 2 other guys, hell yeah. I mean, why would Boston do that anyway? It's not going to happen. Boston had an opportunity to go after Anthony Davis and use those draft picks. Why are they going to use that on Halliburton? Doesn't make any sense on their part, so it won't happen. But, fellas, I want to get your guys' take on that one. Bravo, man, what's your thought on this trade according to Bleacher Report?
So I think the Boston Celtics, look, let me tell you something. They know how to draft. Their team is very well engined. They have a really excellent management team. And if they're going to do a move like that, it means they are banking their draft at number 7 at either Okongwu or Halliburton. And I think Halliburton fit the team very well. He would be a backup point guard, shooting guard instead of Wanamaker. Brad Wanamaker has been okay, but not really the future for the Boston Celtics. If you put Tyrese Halliburton in that spot, he'd be a great player because he can dribble, he can shoot, he can play make. So I think the Boston Celtics fit them very well. O'Connell, I don't know if the Boston would draft him. He might be a good, definitely a good pick for them too. But that's how I might expect about Boston picking up Halliburton.
Yeah,
What
my
about
thing
what
with
about from the
Boston
Pistons side?
is
The Pistons
Boston.
side, I would only do it only if Killian Hayes is off the board, and I do believe Killian Hayes is going to be off the board. Knowing our luck, knowing our draft, lottery draft, we're not lucky team, man. I'm telling you. I doubt that we will be extremely lucky, like last year Sekou. If we ended up with Sekou, it would be very lucky for us if we get Killian Hayes, because I do feel like we're going to be lucky with drafting Tyrese Halliburton rather than like Killian Hayes. This is what's going to happen. I do see it. Even O'Connell is probably going to pick him up over Tyrese Halliburton. And if we trade with Boston, if Killian Hayes is gone, if we trade with Boston, we take the 14, the 26, and the 30th pick. That's really 3 pick. Taking a swing on 3 players is always a plus, and that gives you a chance to land even like a good player out of those 3 and give us a good start in the next future. So I think that's a really solid move for us if you really think about that, because I doubt that Killian Hayes he's really good. He's a top 5 player in my opinion in this draft. I doubt that he's going to be available at 7 unless we're lucky.
Jimmo, man, what's your? I know you don't like Boston. Boston's your most hated team, but what's your thought about Boston's giving us 3 first-round draft picks for this year's draft in exchange for our 7th overall pick?
Now you said they're not. They why would they do it? But Bravo, with you just said they're obsessed with centers. Yeah, see, Boston is obsessed with centers, but they don't have any star centers. Like I like Grant Williams, I like him, but will he be a star? It's early. He a rookie. It's early, but I don't think he's gonna be a star. I like Robert Williams, but will he can be a starting center, but will he be a star? Answer again is no. Tice. Answer is no. So I'm taking on Nego O'Connell because I do believe he's gonna be a star. So I definitely believe that. I see a lot of Bam out of bio comparisons. That's gonna happen now because Bam hit. Once Sekou hits, they'll be comparing everybody to Sekou. And okay, those comparisons are all right, and I do think they're a different type of players. But I think Oneka is just perfect for this era, and I think they would take him like Halliburton. Now, if you telling me Halliburton is filling in Brad Wanamaker's role, there's no way they're taking him because Wanamaker he's a role player. That's the ones I call at the end of the rotation. He's a role player. Like you got Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Gordon Hayward. Like I just don't see where it's really a place for him to get that much opportunity. Like if he goes to Boston, he'll be averaging 7 points a game at best. He's not gonna be able to do much. But so if it's for Onyeka Okongwu, though, I think Boston would do that because I do believe in him as a prospect. I just don't think he's the right move for us. And if we take him, I'll be pissed. But he fits Boston perfectly. I think so. But on the Pistons side, if Killian Hayes is on the board, I'm not doing this. Like I'm just not. Like I'm not passing on him. I would rather pick him and feel bad about it than pass on him and be Donovan Mitchell and Bam Adebayo and Giannis Antetokounmpo and Devin Booker and Kemba Walker. Do I need to keep going? Like it'll be that all over again. I'm taking Killian. I'm sorry. Because to me, what are all those picks going to do if it ain't going to move the needle if you don't get a star player? It's very rare that you get a Kevin Porter Jr., but y'all know I love Cole Anthony. I love a lot of other players. So if they did that, I'll be pissed, but I'll understand it. I think a lot of times we as fans, we got to separate being mad about something and still understanding why it was being done. I'll be pissed if we pass on Killian, but I'll get it. Not saying I condone it, but I ain't passing up on Killian. I think Boston will do that to draft O'Connell, but not Halliburton. No way in hell.
I don't know why they would pick Halliburton either. They got Kemba there. Like they just gave him a contract. Like Kemba needs to step up, though, to be honest with you. Which we're gonna talk.
I'm waiting for them to lose so I can talk all that shit. Y'all had Kyrie, y'all wouldn't be losing. What y'all talking about? But we gonna get to it.
Oh, we'll talk about him here in a minute. Man. We got one more Pistons topic before we're gonna start going outside the Pistons. Pistons talk. What's your thought on this crazy trade from Bleacher Report, where Boston gives us 3 first-round draft picks for this year's draft in exchange for our 7th overall pick?
I think Boston's going to trade the picks. If it's not us, it'll be someone other than the Detroit Pistons. And because the reason why I think that is you kind of have to go back to the Kevin Porter Jr. thing like we did last year. The main reason why we traded the pick was because of money. Those first round contracts get expensive, like really expensive. If you add up all of those 14, 26, and 30, it's almost the same amount as 7. So Boston wants to save money at the end of the day. They don't want 3 more rookie deals on their books, like at all. Like that's the main reason why we traded Kevin Porter Jr. is because we didn't have the cap space at the time, and we probably couldn't facilitate. No, we did. What's that?
I said, did we really not have the cap space?
No, we did not have the cap space. That's why we traded the pick.
Was Steinmaker on the team?
He was.
We had the cap space. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean, like the players that they mentioned. I mean, I would gamble on Kyra Lewis over Cole Anthony. Yeah. I don't know about you guys. I mean, I would go for a small forward. Why not Tyler Bay? I mean, we need to upgrade that small forward position. Sekou can start, but we need to have someone coming off the bench other than Tony Snell.
Well, Lou King.
Well, if they want to go that route. Yeah, the Pistons. I mean, if they really want to.
Hey, I like competition, man. So I'm not gonna, be upset.
I mean, like, get a center. I don't know. Maybe get the guy from I can't think right now. Duke. Devon Carey or something like that. He's a nice center.
I like him.
Vernon Carey.
Vernon Carey. Yeah, I mean, he's a nice center. I mean, you could get a point guard, you could get a small forward, and you could get a center. Those are all 3 team needs. But do the Pistons have the balls to make that trade? I don't know. Honestly, I see someone else doing it that's desperate, but I think if Killian's there, you got to take him. You can't pass on a guy like that. You have to take him.
You absolutely can't. I'm with you there 100%, man. It's Killian or look at your options there. But, like you said, like Kira and Cole, like I'm very curious to see about the fan base because I know a lot of people like Cole Anthony, like are really high on him. If they'd rather have Kira or Cole Anthony, I might do a community post this week asking you guys about that. But even if Killian's not there, like Cole Anthony or Kira is going to be a nice player to have with his team. And a point guard, like we have to draft a point guard in this draft anyway because we don't have one.
Wait, so what do you think?
About the trade or
Kier and Cole? I think it's hard to decipher.
It is hard because Cole Anthony can go get some buckets, but he takes a lot of bad contested threes, and I don't really want to get a guy in here who's going to be having the ball in his hands to close out eventually. Maybe not rookie year, but I'm looking at this thing like future down the road where he's going to pull up on someone in his face and hit it like Kevin Durant did to LeBron in the finals, like those kind of shots. Like he did that on a regular basis in college, which it's something that he's gonna have to learn to adjust, to take better shots. And when he's feeling it, he's gonna knock those down. But Lewis, his negative thing is he can't finish in contact because he's so small. Is how much he's gonna bulk up, but he's so fast and so quick that he can catch defenses off of guard with that. As Cole Anthony gets people with jumpers and blowing past him as well. So I mean, like it's close. It's so close that. I'm cool either way, but I'm cool either way. I like Lewis more, but I think Cole has a higher shot of being more successful.
Yeah, I was about to say Cole. Like, if they become great players, yeah, but if Cole become a great player, he top 3 in this draft. Like, that's how good his potential is, and I would take him over Kier. I like, I like Kier more, but I'm taking Cole. You want to know why? Is that athleticism?
Yeah,
if he can stay healthy and keep that. You can't teach athleticism at the point guard position. You just can't. And yet we see, not every guard is athletic, but I'm going to take the athletic guard that can score over the, guy that's not that. And that's why I would take Cole. We take Kier. I'm not going to be mad, but that's the only reason I would take Cole. That's why I asked, what about y'all? Bravo.
No, what's the other question? I mean, I'd probably go, if you ask me, probably with Cole Anthony. He's a better scorer than Kira Lewis. Kira Lewis is really good as steal. The point is, what is the likelihood of finding Kira Lewis or Cole Anthony available at the 14th spot? This is like more than 50% chance. I think there's
Kyra will be there.
Yeah,
Kira Lewis will definitely.
Yeah,
he definitely will.
I don't know about Cole Anthony. He could go like 10. He could go to the Suns. Yeah. I mean,
I'm not convinced Cole will fall.
Him and
I know Kira Lewis.
That's a good fit.
No, that is a good fit. I know Kira Lewis will fall though, but
yeah, but I think if you ask me which one I take probably it's really tough choice between the two because Cole Anthony is a really better player overall, but He's got this knee injury, meniscus injury in his right knee or the left knee. I think the left knee. That
Mhm.
concerns me always, like the back of my mind. He can be a vulnerable to whenever. Listen, this is a medical fact. This is a scientific fact. Whenever you got any kind of simple procedure in your knee, the likelihood of you developing arthritis in the future is very likely, and the likelihood of you developing another tendon or a ligament damage is very high too. So that's the problem. You always want to be careful with kind of knees and with kind of injuries like that. So
So,
probably Cole Anthony is a better player, but he's not. We're taking a risk, just like Denver Nuggets took a risk on Michael Porter Jr. We're
I
taking a
was going to ask you, well, looking at Zion, what do you think about that? Because he has knee
yeah.
problems.
He's
He's just
probably
got to lose some weight. That's it,
yeah.
man. Like he's
Because
built like
like,
he's built like a linebacker, man. Like he
oh
chose
no,
the wrong
Zion,
sport.
Zion, Gary. I was about to say Zion guaranteed playing in the wrong sport.
Be the
A
best player
man,
on the
a
Lions.
man
That
was
much.
literally Khalil Mack playing basketball, bro. He
Yeah.
Khalil Mack playing basketball. He should be a DN, bro. We know this. He would be unstoppable. But no, I asked Bravo that because I'm with you on the knee injury issues, but I can roll with the punches. Like Zion has knee problems. Blake had knee problems. It didn't turn out well. Derrick Rose had knee problems. It didn't turn out well. We've seen it. Brandon Roy. But some players, you just got to roll with it. And with Cole, I'm going to roll with those punches.
JMO, you don't roll with Cole at the 7th pick. If you got like 3 picks from Boston,
Well,
you
we're not talking
definitely
about
roll. You definitely roll with Cole because you're taking a chance on an additional pick with Cole at 14, and then we can draft another couple of players at the 26th and the 30th pick. If you really draft mortgage the future and like bet on Cole Anthony at 7, it might be too much of a risky move. Even with Kara Lewis, I mean, I'd be inclined to trade down than really keeping the pick unless Killian is available. So it all depends on the player. And again, injury of to the knees is very risky to develop future arthritis. Whenever you have a scope in your knee, whenever you have a kind of procedure, there's a risk of you developing arthritis in the future.
Well, real quick, fellas, because B-Ball reminded me here. He says, is Jordan Bone a taboo topic? No, actually, Dwayne Casey has talked about this. So while we're talking about filling in about point guards, he said that Jordan Bone is starting to use his speed and his quickness to his advantage here in the first couple days of the bubble, and then he's actually starting to look like a point guard. Pistons Talk shared on his Instagram Jordan Bone switching off his shot, working on that. So Pistons Talk, man, what do you think about Jordan Bone? Do you think that he may be able to progress and actually be a point guard for this team next year, whether starting or coming off the bench?
Yeah, if there's a situation where you have to overpay for Christian Wood and you want a cheaper deal for Jordan Bone, then yeah, definitely. I mean, he's one of the fastest point guards that I've probably seen, probably since Derrick Rose when he was in his prime. I mean, you can go look at his draft combine stats. They're ridiculous. Like 40-inch vertical. I mean, like the guy is just fast. But what Dwayne Casey was saying is he just didn't really know how to use his speed to his advantage. There's a post on the Detroit Pistons Instagram with Dwayne Casey talking with Jordan Bone. He's like, I don't want you to walk up the court. He's like, I want you to push the pace. I want you to, he's like, you're fast, push the pace. You're wasting time. That's why you got a shot clock violation. He's just trying to teach him how to use his speed to his advantage. And I think, once he puts that all together, man, that's going to be a scary sight.
I like his jumper, too. His jumper is clean. I think he's going to be a nice player for us. But I think Bone needs just a couple years to get his confidence and understand what the NBA requires, So I think that he could be an option down the road. Is he ready? Probably not right now. The few games and the few minutes we've seen him play for the Pistons, he looked kind of lost out there. But don't let that knock your faith in this kid. This kid's going to be good, and I mean good.
No, well, the thing is, him and Kyrie Thomas, I'm different. I want to hold on to everybody except for Galloway. So,
he's gone.
Him and Kyrie.
Hey!
Drew, that's why I was laughing when I saw that. I was laughing. I'm like, Drew, you know what we be doing. Why did you?
I only got a few months.
You know what we be doing to this, man. You know what we be doing, man. Why would you do this? My thing is, with him and Kyrie Thomas, one of them will probably have to go. I'll take Jordan Bone just because I think he has a higher ceiling. My thing is with Jordan Bone, it's just simple. He is gonna fill that Derrick Rose role. Thing is, Derrick Rose is still on the team, so and he'll groom him up. I definitely don't want him to be someone that we like let go. because I think like what Derrick Rose is doing for us right now, he can do that. And I'm not trying to limit his game and say he can't be a starter in this league. That's not what I'm doing. But whoever we draft at point guard is gonna be the starter, you know. So, but he can be Derrick Rose. He can be Schroeder. He can run the offense with some of the other guys. And I definitely want to hold on to him. I think he has a high ceiling. Like Drew was saying, man, everybody was at their own pace. He definitely looked lost out there, but I think we were asking too much of him. It's like we put him out there and we wanted him to be our point guard because Bruce Brown was basically the only guard. Everybody was hurt. And you can't throw him out there never being in a game before in his first game, which I think was against OKC, and then add
Yeah, CP3, man. Like, really?
Like, bro, I'm like, you really about to add this man a real point against this great defensive OKC team? Like, he ain't gonna play well. Like,
Dude.
we need him against the Hawks or something. Like, somebody who knows where he can do something.
CP3 got 3 fouls so fast on him. It was like he was out in like less than 2 minutes. CP3 was just licking his chops. He's like, watch this, young gun.
Bro,
Gonna fall for all these
saying.
fakes.
So, it's about what situations you're put in. And like I said, I want to keep Kyrie, Bruce, Luke, and whatever guard that we get, and Jordan Bone. Like I know you want 6 guards. Yes, I do. Like I want them all on the squad. It's a guard league, and we have injuries, so I got really high hopes for that kid, though.
Joey, thank you for the $1.99. Says Drew, got that drip. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm not even wearing pants right now, so I don't know about that, bro. So
he wearing shorts though.
I'm not wearing shorts.
You did not have to say that, bro. Like I tried to give you an out, dog.
Hey, I just moved into this apartment. I don't got my AC plugged in. It's hot in here right now. So I mean, you gotta let the boys breathe a little bit.
I'm saying it's a family show, bro. Like
I want to have little peeps of my own one day.
Oh my God. Hey, mute your own mic right now.
Giggity.
Giggity. There's definitely a giggity in there. All right, let's talk about this last Pistons topic before we talk to NBA playoffs here, man. We got a lot of young fellas on this squad, and when you have young fellas, man, someone is due for a breakout year. I want to know who your breakout player for the Detroit Pistons is. I will go first. My primary one is going to be Sekou Doumbouya because this guy's got too much natural talent not to get better each and every year. But my surprise pick is King. Lou King. I'm going to say Bernard King because that's how good I think this guy's going to be. No, I'm just playing. No.
I like to be like, whoa.
Joey, bro, thank you for another $9. He says, God damn it, keep it PG. We keep it PG-13, but we don't choke in the playoffs, so we'll keep it better, bro. I'm coming at him today, man. He made me look stupid on live YouTube here, so I got.
Hey, bro, I'm a Westbrook fan. I had to deal with his choking for a couple years. So,
but no, I think King could be the surprise pick, man. All hearing about the teammates who come on the Above the Rim show talk about how good he has been and what his potential is. Like, if what Piston Talk said was true, which I didn't get to see any of the scrimmages, next time you get a link, throw one my way, man. I'm just saying. So that way I can watch King clamp up Sekou. This guy's got a lot of talent too. Good shooter, good defender, good playmaker. Like, the guy does a little bit of everything well. I think it's all about opportunity for these young guys. But primary one will be Sekou. Secondary will be King. Bravo. Who is your breakout player for the Detroit Pistons next year?
I do see Sekou Doumbouya. I think he's the guy. He's the player for us, and I think he toned really nice in this offseason. He just need more reps, and I think he's going to be the start. Maybe second one, maybe Bruce Brown or SV Mihailuk. I can see them also breaking out. But if I'm betting on someone, the best improved player on the Piston, I'm guessing Sekou Doumbouya. I would love to see Jordan Bone too, but I don't know if Casey's going to give him the chance. You know Casey very well. So hopefully Sekou, and he's going to be the man for us, hopefully.
I hope so too. 313 Jambo, man, it was your question. Who will be your breakout player for the Detroit Pistons next year?
I feel like I want to talk about every player on the roster. And y'all expect me to say Sekou and Luke. I am saying Sekou and Luke. I think they both will be in running for MVP. MIP. They gonna lose it to Lonzo.
Ooh, MVP. Okay, that's a hot take.
I said MIP, not MVP. Chill out. Like I said, they gonna lose it to Lonzo. Shout out to Zoe. But after they lose, it's gonna be somebody in the win that's just gonna be balling. And his name is Fee Mikhailuk. I think that we got a lot of good young players, and like I said, I expect Sekou and Luke Kennard to have the biggest seasons. But Svi gonna be so good. Like, like he gonna have Luke and Bruce scared. Like, yo, I gotta play, bro. I think Svi is gonna be very, very good. I think he can be Duncan Robinson, but he's a better ball handler. But he has to work on being a specialist more, you know. But I think he's gonna be good. I've always been y'all know me. I was high on Svi when he was playing for the Lakers. So I've always been high on him, and I'll continue to be high on him. I think this is the year where you see him and Luke become like Hero and Duncan Robinson. But the thing is, the reason they don't notice it is because we suck. So we'll be good, and they be like, "Hey, you looking at Luke and Svi over there?" And then when some team be like, "Yo, we want Svi," you can have Svi. Just give me that point guard. But I really think it's gonna be Svi. Sekou gonna be a problem. I think it's kind of unfair for me to say Sekou, but I do want to say what you said about Luke King. I don't know, man. I see something in Luke King. I don't know. Call me random. I don't know what I'm seeing, but I feel like he can be like really, really great. Like not good. I think he can be great. And hearing the things that his peers were saying, I don't know. I just like he looks like I love what I heard about Pistons talk shutting Sekou down. Like I love that. Like he can already shoot. He already showed it when he played in the regular season. He can dribble. He can finish. I think this is a guy that's raw. And if we develop him, he's going to be very, very good. That's just my opinion. But it's up to us to develop the guy.
Absolutely. It's all about giving these young players a platform to get better. It's all about giving them an opportunity. And some of these young guys that, a lot of you guys don't follow or have seen play for the Drive just need opportunities. But Pistons talk, man. Who will be your breakout player for the Detroit Pistons next year?
I feel like I have to say Sekou, but like a dark horse for me is Kyrie Thomas.
Ooh.
Like I honestly believe because anytime he's gotten minutes, he's scoring. Like that Milwaukee series, he's just a bucket. Like you give him consistent minutes, and you got to stay healthy, Kyrie, to make me look smart. But stay healthy, and I think he could take that Galloway, maybe that role. Come off the bench, give me 5 to 10 points, and go rest.
Yeah.
No, what's funny? And these guys know I've always been Kyrie over Bruce, not because I'm hating on players. I just feel like Kyrie can do what Bruce does and he can shoot. It's not like Bruce is a better defender, but Kyrie is a good defender. He's always he's not bad at defense. And he can shoot the ball and he can play make and he can dribble. It's just the man is his first year, he had a lot of people ahead of him, including Bruce. And this second year he's injured. The whole season, basically. So, but no, I feel like we're gonna lose him and he's gonna shine somewhere else. I don't want to, but it works that way in the NBA sometimes. Well, I think if he healthy, I'm with you. I like that pick.
People are saying in the comments, Tom Maker. And he's a contract here.
I hope so.
Hey, bro. We got some Tom Maker fans in the building. Just let me know.
We actually have to make our mind up on him in the next month or so. So
yeah, he might be really a breakout because his contract here. Remember?
Yeah.
So what would y'all do? Would y'all bringing him back?
I don't know. If we don't sign a center right now, we really don't have an option.
I think we have to.
Patton is hurt.
I was talking to him, dude. He's got a whole freaking bandage on his hand, like down to here. Like his whole, because he had to have construction surgery on his pinky. He said. Because he said it was bent back like this for blocking a shot.
Oh, that's so cool. He responded to you. He didn't even respond to me. But hey, whatever. Hey, whatever.
He got that Instagram love out here, man.
No, I was on an IG live, man. He was live. I just asked him. I said, "How's the pinky?" He's like, "Yeah, I had to have surgery on it." I was like, "Damn."
Man, I'm telling you, dog. Don Maker gonna be one of them. He has so much talent. I don't want him to be that. And the worst thing about Don is we don't know if he's trash or he's just young. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously he looks trash. But what if he's a guy that it take till year 7 to get good? And you might be like, what? It's plenty of players right now. Year 7, they good. Look at Goran Dragic, bro. That boy's in year 11. Now he look like a damn near all-star. Kyle Lowry didn't win a chip to year late. So we'll see, man. If Thon can work on his body and is real, he's a great player. We all know this.
Yeah. I think
he's some damn weight, bro.
He's added some tone to his body. He really hasn't added weight, but he's added some muscle to it.
I think if we had
weight, then do what B.I. did. Bi gained weight, but it was really gaining strength so he can
Yeah.
finish. So if you don't gain weight, gain strength, so you not being manhandled like that, man.
I think if he just add like 10, 20 pounds, like you'd be such a problem.
Who?
Because you're 7'1", you're more.
Don Maker, man.
Yeah,
Did
it's
he
like
add the weight, or if he adds?
So if you've seen him recently, like his upper body, so like his biceps, his chest, his abs,
Yeah.
like it's all defined, but his legs are still itty bitty. And I don't know how tall any of you guys are in real life, but I was always like the tallest kid in my class. I always had to be stuck playing center and stuff. So like I wasn't as athletic as some of the guys. Like I went to Flint. Like those guys were dunking at like 5th grade, bro. They're like you can't like I could never do that at 5th grade. So like I had to learn how to use my body the right way. And I've always been really strong with my legs and stuff and my thighs and stuff. But when you box out, you have to put your body on them and position them that way. And when you're 7 foot tall, like you're already going to have a natural like instinct to go for the ball, and you should have like a better read on it, better positioning. But when you're going against other 7 footers who have the same advantage, but they're twice your size and weight, they can just push you around. That's the problem with Thon is he gets bullied out there. I don't really care how much muscle he adds up top. He needs to get some lower body muscle, so that way when he boxes out, like the guys aren't dunking on him and pushing him out of the way like he's nothing. Like it's all about positioning when you rebound and stuff. And
do you guys think
No,
he's
that's why
playing
I
the wrong
said
position?
What's that?
Do you guys think he's playing the wrong position?
I really think he's a 4.
Of course, yeah. He's not
Someone told me he's more of a 3, and I'm like, I never thought of it like that.
I really haven't seen him bring the ball up though, so I don't know.
Thon he can play 3 positions because remember not a lot, but we've used him as a 3 when the
Golden State
rotation
Warriors.
got bad.
Remember that against KD with the Golden State Warriors?
Like we use him as a 3 as a spot up shooter, but I just feel like Thon is like Bo without the handle. Like he should be a 3. He just don't got the skill set for a 3.
Yeah.
So you have to put him at 4 or center because he don't have the skill set. But no, I would rather him be a 7'4". But he plays center. He's the tallest guy on the team, bro.
I know.
What Drew was saying. Drew tall as hell. So he's the tallest guy on the team, bro. Like, so of course he playing center, dog. He's 7'1".
Oh, Devin, don't do that.
Christian Reed said he got baby
Don't
legs.
do that.
You guys see what Dwayne Casey said on Thon Maker? He is never gonna be the body of Andre Drummond. He said he never ever. He said that.
Andre was pretty close to 300 pounds that 1 year. That 1 year he was overweight.
Andre's been like the heaviest player in the league a couple years before Boban started, So he 280, bro. That's a big guy.
Thon doesn't need to be heavy. He just needs to get some muscle so that way he can push people around.
You need to inject that silicone, man. That silicone in those legs, man. That'll
That's
work.
why I bring up Brandon Ingram. Nobody thinks Brandon Ingram has weight on him, but he's strong. He might be skinny, but he can finish. He's strong. You're not
It's like
about to
KD.
just back down and be great. Just like KD, you're not about to just back down and be out like he's not there. No, he can stand his ground. That's what Thon Maker needs. Hopefully he gets it.
Well, even Kristaps. Let's compare them for a minute because they have similar skill sets. They both shoot the 3. Both can dunk pretty well. But like you never seen Kristaps get really bullied. When he came in, he wasn't skinny, but then he added some muscle to him.
Yeah.
And now he's having a good year for the Mavericks.
He got bullied early though.
Yeah, but he was able to make up for it.
But that's the thing. He's making up for it
bullied,
because
but then he puts him in a post.
player. Like he can get bullied, but he's a much better defensive. His defense is taking a step back since the injury, but Kristaps was a monster defensively, like his first 2 years. So even if you could back him down, he's still gonna be there. 7'3". So
And I like Thon Maker. Like I'm pulling for a lot of people think I hate Thon. I love his blocks. When he throws a shot, he throws it hard. I want to see that here in Detroit. So like I'm pulling for him. He's just got a lot of work to do. And a lot of it's
I would say I like Don's mentality. I don't like his play.
Yeah.
Well, I was so happy we got him because we finally moved on from Stanley. And his first game gets his lip busted open, needs stitches, and comes in here and still blocks a shot. Like
come in there, hit that game winner, bro. Hey, I was drinking a Thon Kool-Aid, bro. Like this man just hit a game winner, dog.
Oh, good times. How quickly that changed. But all right, fellas, let's go ahead and talk some NBA playoffs, man. We're getting closer and closer to the NBA finals. You guys want to start out West first, since that's tonight, or you want to start out East?
Up to you.
Let's go out West tonight, since that's the game. That starts here in a half an hour. Denver is now down 3-1 yet again. They have already come back twice this season in the playoffs, being down 3-1. Lakers looking to go back to the finals since the first time in 2010. Is that right? It's 2011. The last time Kobe Bryant went to the NBA Finals. So I'm kind of pulling for them just to do it for Kobe. But at the same time, what a great story it would be if Denver came back from yet another 3-1 deficit. So, fellas, let's do pregame predictions for tonight. Do you guys have the Lakers going to the finals tonight, or does Denver live to fight another day? Pistons talk. We will start with you on this one.
Is AD playing?
Have
I
not
don't know.
seen.
Let's see the game talk.
If he's playing, then I'll take the Lakers. But if he's not, I'll give an edge to the Nuggets. I know he's questionable. Let me look it up. As I know there was talks about him not playing like at all, but
questionable, but experiencing some soreness, and but expected to play.
okay, then I'll take the Lakers because they really just don't have an answer for him on the defensive end. I mean, they've thrown Jokic at him, they've thrown Millsap at him. I mean, they even had Torrey Craig on him at one point. It's just not working. I'm probably going to take the Lakers in 5, and I know J-Mo's going to be flooding up the chat. Tried to tell y'all.
Hey, bro, I tried to tell y'all so much. You saw what Milwaukee did to me.
So, J-Mo, safe to say we got the Lakers tonight?
First of all, can I read this quote?
Read it.
Kevin Garnett says, Bucks. Thon Maker, one day will be NBA MVP. He has the bones. He loves the games, Garnett said. He's a young, exuberant athlete with a lot of tools. He has touch. He has agility. He has really good feet. When I tell y'all I almost cried tears and I'm trying to wipe it out of my eye, I'm not lying.
I remember when he said that.
He lives up to that hype, man. I pray. But back to the question at hand. Yeah, I'm with Pistons talk. 80 plays, they win. 80 don't play, they still win. Even though it's not what he says, it's like nah. But nah, 80 don't play. They gonna have a hard time winning because Jokic don't eat whoever he facing. I know Dwight and them has been good on Jokic, but you did okay. You'll throw Dwight on me, you'll throw JaVale on me, but then you throw an AD on me, and he cooking me on the other end. It takes a lot more if he's not there. So yeah, but Lakers in 5. You already know.
Bravo. What about you, man? Who do you got tonight? You got the Denver Nuggets fighting to stay alive, or will the Lakers go to the NBA Finals tonight?
It's hard to imagine the Lakers would not go to the finals today. I do think they're probably the favorite, but I'm going to go against the odds, and I'm going to pick Denver Nuggets to pull back and make it more interesting to 6.
So you got Lakers in 6?
I'm going to say that Denver Nuggets is going to pull the game back because they're really fighters. You can't really underestimate those teams, those players. If they come up really strong and shoot the basketball and they play very well, nobody can stop them. I mean, we've seen this in Game 3. And if this happens, I can see another Denver Nuggets win. It's probably reasonable to pick the Lakers, and I'm here going against the odds just to make it more spicy for the DSA above the ring. Spicy comment.
What you about to say?
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just making spicing things up.
About to be like he about to be like they about to come back from 3-1. Like
I thought he was about to say I don't have any shorts on either.
No, I'm gonna say it.
Oh my goodness, man! Y'all is hilarious, dog.
Look, no, the Lakers need to win tonight. They have to take this game serious as it's Game 7. Throw caution to the wind and put them out tonight. Because if you don't, 2 things are going to happen. If Denver does win tonight, they're going to have the confidence of the here we go again mentality of we can do this thing. We've done it 2 other times. We know what it takes. We got them right where we want them. And plus, Miami and Boston, we're going to talk about them in a minute. You want to get as much rest as possible because after what we seen the other night from Boston, that might go another couple games. We'll talk to them here in just a second. But Lakers need to get some rest, get AD healthy and ready for the finals. Put them out tonight so that way Denver doesn't get any hopes of coming back from another 3-1 deficit. But, I got a good feeling about Denver tonight. I feel like Jamal Murray is going to go out for like 40 tonight. I just got a good feeling he's going to go crazy and bananas tonight. So I will not be surprised if they win. But Lakers in 6 at the latest. Uh,
Let me tell you why Denver's in trouble, and they could win tonight. But whenever LeBron has that LeBron game, it's a wrap.
yep.
He ain't had one all series. All series, he's just like, I know LeBron is so great, but all series he's just like averaging a cool. I don't know what he's averaging, but I know it's somewhere between 23 and 26. Just averaging that cool. But he ain't had no LeBron game yet. And y'all
Well,
better.
he had that 30-point triple double in their loss.
But
He didn't really play great. He turned the ball over a lot of shots.
you know, Brian can get a triple double just sitting on the court. Like, we know what he does. The dude is all time great. So he averaged a triple double in the finals, but he played way better in that finals though. KD played better, but he played great in that finals, averaged a triple double. But that was a bad Brian triple double. But he ain't had that virtuoso, as Shannon like to call it. He had a virtuoso skill, but he ain't had that game yet. And if it's tonight, Denver's in trouble. But if it's not tonight, they could win though. But we'll see.
Well, let's head over to the other side, the Eastern Conference Finals. Miami was looking the other night to put Boston, send them home, and move on to the NBA Finals. However, Boston did stay alive. Series is now at 3-2. They get one more game guaranteed. So, fellas, does this mean that Boston's got a fighting shot, come back down from a 3-1 deficit themselves, or do you think it was just a fluke and that Miami will bounce back? Bravo. I'm going to throw this one to you.
I tell you what, I'm disappointed in the Miami Heat. They could not put down the Boston Celtics last night. I'm very disappointed. I wanted to see Danny Ainge. You guys know me very well on Danny Ainge. I mean, I just wanted them to lose so bad so that they can really regret not really trading for Andre in the past. Anyways, so that's not the topic right now. I do suspect Miami was really slacking in the end in the fourth quarter, especially at the end of actually the third quarter. They were slacking big time last night game, and they were leading at the half. But unfortunately, they didn't really play very well in the second half, and none of I think Bam Adebayo wasn't really himself, and they turned over the ball. And I think kind of also noticed that Brad Stevens kind of figured out the zone defense of the Miami Heat, so they started doing more penetrating and passing the ball faster and really winning that game basically. Who do I expect the next game? If Miami Heat doesn't win next game, I think the Boston Celtics is going to win the series. If the Celtics manage to pull next game win, that's it. They're going to win the series because no team can because all the morals, the whole really charisma of the Boston Celtics, they will come up strong in Game 7 because of the fact that they're winning the last two games. If this happens tomorrow, if they win again, that's it. That guarantees them to go into the 7th series and probably going to win it. I hope the Miami wins the series because I'd be disappointed if they don't.
Boston is not winning this series.
But
I think they will push it to 7 and they still gonna lose.
I doubt it. Dude, Jamo, multiple teams, this is what happens. When a team come back from a 3-1 deficit, they have a higher chance. Like statistically speaking, go back into history. Whenever team come back from a 3-1 deficit, they have the highest chance of winning the series just because of the fact they have the higher charisma, higher morals. And I think that's what ended up being.
Miami ain't worried about your charisma or your morals. All they need to do is have one game.
I do.
Like, Boston in trouble because Kemba Walker is going to get played by Goran Dragic, and that's why they're going to lose. Jason Tatum dropping 0 points in halves. Like Boston, lucky they didn't get eliminated last night. I do think they're going to take it to 7. Sorry, Drew, you didn't ask me, but I'll just say it.
Go for it.
I think they're going to take it to 7, and Heat wins in 7. I think Boston's going to find some momentum, but the Heat's still going to beat them. Because you're right, Bam Adebayo wasn't himself. Everybody else seemingly played well, but Bam Adebayo wasn't himself. And once he gets back to that, because you had Daniel Tice basically outplayed him. Like, when that's gonna happen again? So, when I'm looking at it from that perspective, I do think Boston wins the next game. I think it's gonna be a 7-game series. I did say they could get swept because they was in trouble, and they were in trouble. They lucky they won that game that they won because they were in big time trouble of getting swept. So, like Boston's gonna compete, man. This was always two evenly matched teams, but I think it's gonna come down to the fact that Kemba Walker ain't gonna show up, and then in the final game, you're gonna need Jason Tatum to be the best player on the floor, and he can very well be that. But he's so young, you know. I know, like I just don't know if he can be that guy. You know what I'm saying? Like people talk about Jamal Murray a lot, but he got Jokic, dog. And like you might disagree, but I think Jokic is the best player on that team. but he has Jokic. Who Jason Tatum got to depend on is Kemba Walker. And if Kemba ain't showing up, it's on Jason Tatum. And that's why I think the Heat is going to edge him out eventually.
No doubt about it. If Boston even has a shadow of a chance to win this series, they need Kemba to be Kemba Walker. Like Kemba from Charlotte.
I did want to say also the reason why they're in this series, and I know Gordon Hayward didn't have the best stat line, 4-9 from the field. Well, I'm looking at 10 points, 0-4 from 3, but Gordon Hayward just being there, it helps him so much. Boston just missing a lot of open shots. I'm tired of it reminds me of Alonzo sometimes. Gordon Hayward, he'd drive down the court, make this great kick it open. Always back to Alonzo, bro. Kick it back to an open shooter. Giannis too, because it happened in the bubble. Kick it open to Gordon Hayward, kick it to an open shooter, and they just brick it. I'm like, bro, like I've seen him make a lot of plays that weren't assists because they didn't make any shots. But Gordon Hayward is a problem because he's such a good player. You know, he ain't gonna put up them special numbers, but the matchup, it changes everything. That's why I think Boston is gonna take it to 7. I think they gonna ride that high. But I'm comparing this to the Toronto series. Toronto fought the entire series, but they always was gonna lose in the end. I think it's the same way.
Pistons Talk, man, what's your take on this series so far, and who do you got?
I have the Heat winning, but I was kind of thinking, like, what would the NBA want? And they can't really pick a favorite because Boston and the Lakers in the finals, we've seen history books have seen that multiple times. But how funny would it be for Pat Riley to win a championship and LeBron lost? How funny would that be? But that probably won't happen. LeBron will probably win, but
no, it's not gonna happen. But
I got the Heat winning, man. Like Bam Adebayo had one bad game, and honestly, I can't see the Celtics coming back to win. Honestly, I got Miami winning the next game, and it's going to be Miami and the Lakers in the finals.
That's a good story, man. I'm here for it.
Now that series though.
Yeah.
Oh, they're like, I think that's gonna be a 6 or 7. Like I might say 7 because Miami
easily
damn good and they shoot the ball too well, so they're gonna beat the Lakers. You know, the Lakers don't. We've been talking about that shooting from the Lakers all season long. They don't have shooters. Oh, when you get to Miami, that shit gonna catch up with you because they the best shooting team in the playoffs. So no, that series gonna be great. Miami got to handle business first though. Lakers do too.
Absolutely. J-Mo, what day is it, buddy?
Free Smoke Saturday.
Free Smoke Saturday. He's already let some people have it today. Now is your guys' time to drop your questions down below in the comments, and we will try our very best to get to each and all of them. But in the meantime, while you guys are on your keyboards or on your phones typing your question, make sure you go follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Links are in the description. Also in the description are the links to the DSA members. You can go subscribe to Pistons Talk and 313 JMO in there. JMO did hit 1K last week, so congrats to him. He has been grinding for that for a hot minute. So make sure, if you haven't already, go subscribe to him. Now our next goal is to get Pistons Talk to 1,000 subscribers. I know it's just a matter of time because this guy is putting in the work and putting out great content for you guys. So if you have not checked him out, go do so. The rest of the DSA members are there as well. We will be live around 11 or 11:30 tomorrow morning to do the pregame for the Lions. They do play at 4-something in Arizona. So after they lose to the Cardinals, we will be live talking about it, talking about Fire Patricia, Fire Quinn, all that good stuff. So make sure you guys mark your calendars for all that. You can also mark your calendars for NBA Draft Day, November 22nd, I do believe, or is it the 18th? I don't remember. It's the day in November. You guys can go out there on my channel and watch us react to whoever the Pistons take at 7, along with the first overall pick, Anthony Edwards. So just some stuff to mark your calendars for. Make sure you guys check all that stuff out. Let's see here. Oh, how about this? We talked about this in our group chat today, actually, I think, or was it yesterday? I don't remember. Can we say with confidence from eDog1234 that Jokic is better than Embiid right now?
Oh, thank you.
Also, before we do it, Benjamin Foe wants to shout out Devin99's channel also. Yes, go subscribe to Devin99 as well. Young fellas put on work too. He's been supporting the DSA members since day one. We try to do the same thing. So make sure you guys go check Devin99 out on YouTube as well.
No, definitely, man. Dev99 been holding it down for these dumb people out here in these streets. So he been holding it down, man. But of course, Jokic better than Embiid, and we can have the debate live on air now because Drew is still on his Jokic hate train. I get it,
I
but
don't hate him.
he's
He's just
better
not the
than
best.
Embiid. Dog.
No, no, he's not.
Let's go. It's not even close. It's not even
All right.
close.
Let's break down a few things here.
All right.
Embiid has had one good team surrounded by him, and they lost to the team that had won the NBA Finals. Now, Embiid is a crybaby, flopping fool. I'm not sticking up for him. I hate Embiid. So I don't like Embiid at all, especially because I was like on Andre Drummond's side during the whole beef and stuff. So I was always on Dre's side. So I never really liked Embiid. But you can't discriminate against talent. Like the dude, he needs to be on the blocks more. He can shoot, pass, block shots. He does it all. Jokic does it all too. But here's the thing. Both of the players in primetime games in the playoffs have scored 0 points in the fourth quarter. It is a problem. But here's the thing. Denver has more chemistry built around it. This team has been here for a few years, and they actually have a great head coach. Their head coach is smart and has the team bought in. Brent Brown was a moron. Absolutely dumb. No excuse for it. The Denver Nuggets have built a team over there. You know, they got Murray. Michael Porter Jr. is going to be a young star. The rest of their team are role players, but they help Murray and they help Jokic better. Like they space the floor out. They play defense. Like Paul Millsap's a good veteran over there. He doesn't play good every night, but he's got moments where he's good. Like they got a good deep squad over there, well coached. Philly, on the other hand, no one can shoot threes over there except for Tobias Harris. How is a center supposed to get any points and lead a team when he doesn't have any floor spacing at all? His second best player
Man, I thought all these
can't
excuses. Bro,
shoot.
cry me a river.
Ben Simmons couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat.
Cry me a river, bro. Like, what do you mean Philly ain't had one good team? They've been in the playoffs the last 4 years.
Yeah,
So
but
they've
what do they
had
do, though?
talent
What
around.
do they do, though?
Embiid has had multiple good teams. They just didn't win. Also with Jokic, if Jokic was on that Philly team, they would be better. He would be great with Ben Simmons because he can stretch the floor.
Embiid's
Embiid
the
can
floor,
shoot threes, but he's not a 3-point shooter. It's a difference. If you look at Jokic's regular season, you know, his 3-pointer is about the same as Embiid, but in the playoffs we saw it. Like I said, I don't think it's close. Embiid is a better defender, but Jokic can do everything, bro. Jokic is literally a 7-foot version of Luka. He just don't got the flashy handle, and he can still handle the ball. I don't think it's close, man. Like, Jokic should do everything. And Embiid, I don't want none of these excuses because he can't stay healthy. And bro, Jokic has been career great in the fourth quarter. You bringing up one fourth quarter where he didn't score and they won the damn game. Did you watch last year against Portland?
Of course.
Game 7, double OT. Jokic was doing it by himself while Jamal Murray was choking. So all I'm saying is if Jokic had Embiid's team, they would be more successful. You put Embiid with Denver, they get beat by Utah.
I don't know about
Do
that.
they come back down 3-1 against Utah? Embiid would have checked out, bro. He would have checked out.
I don't know, though, because here's the thing is they've built a different culture over there. Like, he would have been believing in Denver's head coach. You know, you put Jokic to Brent Brown. Brent Brown might hold him back and be like, hey, stop bringing the ball up, dummy. Like, Brent Brown was a moron. Like, that's – like, it's so –
I know he wasn't a good coach, but Brent Brown didn't make that shot bounce in. You know, that Kawhi hit. Like, they could have easily beat the Raptors. And I know a lot of people want to be hard on Brett Brown, but to me, I'm blaming Elton Brand with these dumbass personnel moves. Y'all had the perfect team. You had Dario Saric, had TJ McConnell,
Jimmy Bucket.
No, before they got Jimmy Bucket. I'm talking about the team before. You had JJ Redick. That's the team that I liked. And you could have just added Jimmy Butler to that team. You didn't need Tobias Harris. You just like why the hell do you go out and get Tobias Harris? Then you get Jimmy Butler, and then you don't force him to stay, basically. like Jimmy, I don't care about Brett. We'll fire Brett. We're gonna open up the bag for you. But they didn't do that. And then like Ben Simmons, like you didn't give him a jumper. But to me, all of that said, I'm just gonna say it simply: replace Jokic with Embiid. they're more successful, and I truly believe that. And I don't think Denver is nearly as successful, especially in the West. They definitely don't beat the Clippers. Maybe they come back and beat Utah, but no way in hell they beating the Clippers down 3-1. It's just not gonna happen. And
I don't
I
know.
like it.
Clippers don't really have anyone to put on any big men. That's really why they lost.
But Embiid, you gotta remember, no, they lost because Jokic took their heart, bro. Like you see the shot, Jokic was looking like Bron versus LeBron told. Them shots he was hitting on the Clippers, dog. You see them shots he was hitting, dog? Like, he was just like, and Murray was destroying them as well. But Jokic was like, you could tell that he was playing with the Clippers. He like, y'all can't guard me and I'm going to embarrass y'all. I mean, they can't guard Embiid either. I'm with you on that. But I'm telling you, Embiid don't. We've always talked about this before. He don't have that heart and that drive. We know Jokic isn't the toughest, but I don't question him. Like, somebody told me today, Anthony Davis is the best player in the league, but he don't have a mentality, so he'll never be that. If Anthony Davis had Giannis' mentality, does anybody on this panel believe that he wouldn't be the best player in the NBA? I'm literally asking.
He
would.
If he had Giannis' mentality, we know that man had Giannis' mentality. He the best player in the league.
Well, here's what I think about this conversation real quick. Are we calling AD a big man?
Well, yeah, he's not a center, but he can be a big man without being.
He does play the 5 though. If we're just
because he's a big man.
if we're ignoring him though, I would
Christian
say
Wood
he's
plays
better than
the
both those guys. So
I don't know. He ain't better than Giannis, bro. We got LeBron.
no, I'm talking AD's better than
Oh yeah,
Embiid and Jokic.
Jokic.
Come on, you know he's better than Jokic, bro.
Y'all gotta stop disrespecting what Jokic is doing to these guys, bro. Like I know we don't like it. We see Luka doing it too. Jokic is great, bro, but AD is better. But AD can't run a team like Jokic. Jokic is he's a point center. He runs the team. Pistons talk, man. We've been talking all day. What's your thoughts on this, man?
You know what? I've low-key always been a Jokic fan. If I would build a team around a center in the NBA, I'm going with Jokic. And B, to me, it just shows how immature he is. He just has a temper tantrum if someone's physical with him. I mean, I saw, I don't even know who, it might have been OG Anunoby he was having beef with, and he throws him because he's bodying him up. He just has kind of a soft mentality, and it's more than Philly too. Drew, I want you to go watch. It was a podcast with JJ Redick and Jimmy Butler. It'll open your eyes how freaking dysfunctional that whole front office is.
I think I watched that.
Elton Brand is to blame, bro.
They don't even know who's in charge. And Beats, like, I don't even know if he goes on another team if he's that dominant because they just feed him the ball constantly. Is he a nice player? Yeah, I would take, and beat over Drummond, but I'm still taking Jokic though.
So let me ask you this, Pistol Talk. And when I make this comparison, I'm not comparing players. I'm just looking at production. Is he Kevin Love?
Kevin Love with the better at passing. Yeah.
Way better at defense. Elite and B's borderline elite defender. But what I mean by Kevin Love is I can get all these numbers, but they don't translate to winning.
Yeah.
And unless you put like 5 shooters and a great point guard that can shoot around him. Like he playing with Dame Lillard, yeah, they'll win a chip. But I agree with you. I can see him going to another team, averaging like 24 and whatever, and just not being, what he's supposed to be. Like when KG was in Minnesota, yeah, they were way better, in a sense. But like he was just carrying them, and you wouldn't say KG's not a winner. We know his mentality, but I'm just saying.
I think with Kevin Love, I think their games, they're a lot different. He's more of a stretch four, but I could kind of see where you're like coming from, like from a standpoint where, Kevin Love, when he was in Minnesota, he was putting up like really good numbers. He had like a 30 rebound game, but it wasn't translating the wins.
He had a 30-30 game.
Yeah, I mean, with Embiid, it's translating to
like
wins.
Embiid is way better, but that's
but like it's translating. But Philly is just such a dumpster fire from management to like the coaching staff that they're just wasting his prime right now.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to be
my
there.
thing is, no, he definitely don't want to be here. Remember that tweet he said, "I'm still unhappy," just like his commercial. My thing is though, control what you can control. Like I'm not gonna defend his organization. Drew was right about when he was talking about them, but that's no excuse for you to be out of shape. There's no excuse for you to not play hard and consistently be injured. And that's why I'm very hard on him and Ben Simmons. I will keep saying it Lonzo changed his shot in a month. Now he's shooting. Markel Fultz changed his shooting form like 4 times, bro. Like 4 times, and he's shooting, bro. What are you doing?
Now.
Yeah.
What? Like, I know I just turned up, but there is no excuse for you not to be able to shoot that 12-foot jumper that Bam is shooting, bro. Like if he can hit that shot, they might have a chip. Like, he can't even do that, and it's on Embiid too. And that's why when Jimmy Buckets went there, he was all up in there, you know what, talking about y'all, like all up in him, like y'all ain't working hard, y'all not really about this, y'all don't really want to win. And he's the leader of that team, and it blew up in their face because he had some beef with Brett Brown behind the scenes. But now you see why Jimmy acted that way. He treated you could say he treated them the same way as he treated Minnesota. Difference is they were way too damn talented.
Yeah.
So he couldn't lose. But Jimmy acted the same way. And I'm not attacking their characters like I would Cat or Andrew Wiggins. Like, I'm not gonna attack Embiid character or Simmons' character like that. Which is it's of the same ilk though. And Embiid, he's in a dumpster fire, but how are you not healthy? How are you not in shape? How are you not the best basketball player that you can be based off what you personally can control? Ben Simmons, man, get that jumper straight, bro. Because if his jumper was straight, Embiid would be 1,000 times better.
Exactly. You know, when Embiid sits out, like, they got nothing. Like, it's on Tobias Harris to go get some buckets. Like, they got nothing. The rest of their guys are all good defenders. They're a good defensive team, but they can't score. They can't shoot. They just clog the paint, double Embiid.
Jokic is better, though, and I'm just going off of consistency. Like, he's been consistently great in the playoffs, in the regular season. You know, Embiid's a better scorer. He's a little bit better defender. It's a lot of people who are better. Well, not a lot. It's a couple people better scorers than Luka and better on defense. That don't make them better. So, you know, I just feel like he got the whole package, and he only 25. So I know he's gonna get better, and that's what's scary.
I will give him credit. He was a little bit heavy to start the season, but around the time the COVID stuff happened, he got really good shape. So he wants it, and I hope he gets there. I'm not ready to call him a superstar yet. That's all.
I don't know why, bro. Like, it's inevitable.
I just watch their games, and Jamal Murray stands out more than Jokic does.
I could see that because
He's
Jamal
a
Murray.
point guard. That's why.
Well,
He's
Jamal,
here.
they complement each other because they do so much
do.
dribble.
They fit very well.
They do so much dribble handoffs. Jokic can just dump it off to maybe Gary Harris over on the corner or Murray. They could just do some pick and roll action. They really, like, if Murray wasn't there, you could probably make a case, is Jokic still putting up those numbers?
Absolutely.
I don't know, man. I think
What?
there'd be.
Did you forget that Murray was out and Jokic was still doing this thing? I don't know if they make it as far in the playoffs, but Jokic is Jokic. Because, like, the thing about Jokic is he can't really guard him. So he's very hard to guard. And they do complement each other, but when I'm looking at it, I think Murray is just like all of them other star type of point guard. You can replace Murray with any point guard of his caliber. Not any, but you know what I mean? Donovan Mitchell, I know he's a 2 guard, but, you know, any point guard that can score like that, they'll be the same almost. I'll give Murray credit for his clutch ability, but they'll be the same. But you remove Jokic, like, that's a different team completely. They can still be successful because they're deep. My thing with Jokic is when I watch them play, like, Jokic is making everyone better, and that's why I think he's the best player. Murray is just fucking great player, bro. Like, he's a scorer, he's a baller. But Jokic makes everyone better, and you can tell. Like, you can tell. Yeah, just like CA3 said, Jamal Murray is so good because of Jokic. I agree with that. I'm not gonna take away. I'm not gonna take away nothing from Jamal Murray. Y'all know I'm not the biggest fan, but Jokic definitely makes him better, man. It just, like, because when you watching the Lakers, who do they focus on more? It's about even, but they started Dwight Howard to stop Jokic. Bron had to go.
I think they did that because the game prior, Anthony Davis, Dwight, and McGee only had like a total of like 7 or 8 rebounds. Like they started out because Dwight Howard's a good defender, but he can go out there and get rebounds.
Well, Dwight has actually been giving Jokic problems since game 1 too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And
that's that defensive player of the year game coming up, bro.
But some respect on Dwight Howard, man.
Hey, I've always put respect on Dwight Howard. People know he just got to worry about those back scene things he be doing. But,
Was that a pun inside of a joke?
Oh, you know it was, bro. You know exactly what I'm doing. Hey, Bravo, we ain't heard your thoughts on this, man.
I kind of like that. Right now, I mean, to be honest, right now, Jokic has proved it. There's no really the comparison between the two. Jokic has proved he's a winner, and Embiid didn't really. So the fact that he failed to miserably win a game in this playoff, I mean, it just means that probably like I don't want to get excuses for no Ben Simmons, no Tobias Harris. No, if you're the leader, if you're the winner, you're supposed to win. So far, Jokic has proved it, and he's a better player than Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid, he cannot even stay on the court. He's not healthy all the time. That's another problem for me. I do like Embiid more than Jokic on defense, but again, I don't know how better really good as a player he is than Jokic. It only the time will show in the future who's going to be the really all better player. We'll find out eventually.
Because Jokic is gonna win a championship first. Because I already told y'all, bro. Bobo, Michael Porter, man. I'm actually worried because I don't want them to be a dynasty. But it's like, how you gonna stop them from doing it? Look at their squad, bro.
They do it every year. It pisses me off.
Right? It's like
they like find these guys like undrafted guys, or they just get like they get Bobo. It's funny because Miami actually drafted Bobo, and they traded to Denver. So it's like, man, I thought we were gonna take him with our second round pick. I was like, okay, don't gotta give him first round money. We can save some money, but we drafted Serbitis.
Man, like if you're not a fan of Denver, just don't watch the NBA for a few years because even if you hate them, you got Jokic. You got Jamal Murray, you got MPJ and Bobo. Like that's 2 chips minimum, and that's just my opinion. But how they not gonna win a championship? And if they keep the team together, like it's gonna happen.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But man, we have been on for 2 hours, peeps. Next week, bring your questions because we'll try to get more of them. He has that one. You guys don't understand the personal conversation that we had. We had to talk about that on there. E-Dog, I'm glad you brought that up. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up. We will be live on JMO's channel next week, so mark your calendars for that one. Pistons Talk, where do you got the people for final thoughts?
Sorry I came late for like the 4th straight week. I've been busy lately. But if you guys haven't liked the video, like it already. Really enjoyed this show. Love talking Pistons basketball with you guys. That's it.
We got to get this thing over on your channel sometime too, man.
Yeah, I got to get it set up.
We'll get you there, man. Don't worry. Bravo, man. What do you got for the peeps for final thoughts?
Hey, spicy show. We got a lot of comments today, a lot of controversial conversations in here. So I liked it. Just brought the energy from me today on a Saturday. It's kind of a boring week for me, so it's good to talk about basketball, and hopefully, we'll see more clips of the Detroit practice to see what players have turned out to be, and keep the energy going. Hit the like button. Get back to you, Drew.
Hey, if it's been a boring week for you, Bravo, Cardi B's recently divorced. We'll get you some WAP. J-Mo, man, what do you got for final thoughts, man?
Man, Drew, I was gonna take it a whole different tack with him saying it's a boring week, but I ain't gonna say my comment now. I'm gonna let you have that. I do want to say I know I was making jokes like it's practice. Of course, I love everything I'm hearing. Believe it or not, I love to hear Luke King shut down Sekou because I know Sekou gonna be great. But Luke King is the one we don't know, so I love to hear that. Luke Kennard definitely should be a backup point guard, playmaker type player, averaging 5 or 6 assists. Y'all know what it is, man. No Lonzo slander will be tolerated. No Luke Kennard slander will be tolerated. No Sekou Doumbouya slander will be tolerated. No Westbrook slander will be tolerated. And for you, Drew, no Jokic slander will be tolerated until they lose. And then you can slander them. But why they still playing? Like, you better hope they lose tonight. It's a great show, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you like that video.
Absolutely, man. Thank you to the peeps for tuning in, man. We'll be live on JMO's channel next week, like I said. Make sure you go into the description, follow me on social media, subscribe to all the DSA members, check out the website and the DSA channel as well. For my final thoughts, man, feels good to go live. Feels like I haven't gone live in forever when it's only been a week and I had to get some line frustration out, which I'm sure I'll probably do it again tomorrow. It's just a matter of time for all of that one.
Oh, yeah.
But we are so close to the NBA Finals. which means we are so close to the NBA season being over, which means we are so close to the NBA draft, which means we are so close to finding out who the Detroit Pistons will take at number 7. And I cannot wait to find out who that person will be. That being said, you guys have a safe rest of your weekend, and we will see you guys tomorrow for the DSA round table. And that's the bottom line, because Double D